Over mid-Michigan, the sports spirit ignites. Volleyballs soar, echoing the determination of champions. The gridiron roars to life as student-athletes clash in a dance of skill, strength, and strategy. Basketball courts pulse with energy, each dribble a heartbeat of the game. As winter turns to spring, the diamonds will glisten under the sun, a stage for baseball and softball glory and triumph. Fans unite in a symphony of support for their beloved teams. Amid cheers and tears, memories are etched into the tapestry of time. Join us as we journey through the magic that is high school sports. It's time for high school football on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Hello and welcome to Beal City High School. Frank A. Schaefer Field for our second broadcast here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network as the Beal City Aggies host the Bulldogs of Ravenna. And if you're familiar with those two names, you should be, because they have done some battles in the past several years. You go back 3 years ago, Ravenna won, I believe it was here, 21-20, and just a fantastic contest. The next year, it was the ever-famous crampback with Beal City. They were trailing 21-0 late in the third quarter, but the team battled and battled and battled. Starting quarterback Hunter Hogan and some others ran into some cramping issues for Ravenna, and it really opened the door for the Aggies to come all the way back and win it 21-20. Last year, a little bit more of a one-sided contest with that really strong senior class of Beal City winning 32-14 in the opener. Last year, Ravenna was 3-6, but you look at those losses, a whole lot of them to some playoff teams. So I expect a very, very close contest tonight, and we're going to see a new-look Aggie team. Going to be some familiar names, going to be some familiar last names, but a whole lot of new ones out there. And the Aggies will start on offense. We'll take a look at that starting lineup when we come back after we hear a message from my main man, Joe Barberry. And thanks to all of our sponsors for making it possible to be here to bring you these high school games. We'll be right back after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
In Mount Pleasant all my life. I had a brief tour of duty in the United States Navy and also at law school for 3 years. And other than that, I've lived in Mount Pleasant all my life. It's a great community to live and raise a family in. I started out after graduating from high school going to Central Michigan University. It was an easy choice. My father came here in the late 1930s on an athletic scholarship and continued on many years as a coach and ultimately administrator and superintendent of public schools. While I was at Central Michigan University, I was brought in a broadcast and cinematic arts major. I was a radio disc jockey, TV commentator. We did sports for the CMU Sports Network, and that's where I was headed. But I also became part of the debate program at CMU, and my debate instructor took an interest in me. Literally at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, toward the end of my junior year, I got called into his office and he said, "We've been thinking about your future, Joe, and we think you can help more people by being a trial attorney." And the trial attorney caught me by surprise because I'd never ever thought about law. But helping more people, that really resonated with me. After graduating from law school, I was blessed to do fairly well in school. I was given what's called an honor law graduate opportunity with the U.S. Department of Justice, and that would have taken me to Washington, D.C. So it was, do I go to Washington, D.C. or come back home? I came home because of family. When I started out as a young assistant prosecuting attorney, some weeks I might have 4 or 5 jury trials. I was elected the local county prosecutor in 1976, and I served in that capacity for 12 years. For the 12 years I was a prosecutor, I never lost a case. When I left, I said, all right, now I could use all that experience to help individual clients. When I walk in that courtroom, people know me because I've lived here all my life. And they know me in so many different ways. They know me from my church. They know me from my involvement in the community. They know me from my family, my father, my children, and it makes a difference. And the bottom line is it helps me obtain better results for our clients, because that's what drives me. And especially when people have been injured and they're traumatized and their whole life's been turned upside down. When I walk into the courtroom and get them a terrific result and the compensation that they deserve, it's a life changer. And that's what motivates me to be a lawyer.
Welcome back inside the Mid-Michigan Sports Network and the GI Tech pregame show. Chris Bachman alongside Mr. Thomas McCann, middle school coach for Beal City, owner of Boomer's Lawn Care. And start things off, we'll call it the Boomer's Lawn Care and Landscaping Field Report. How things look out there, Thomas?
That looks nice. That sounds good. Thank you.
Hey, no problem. Thank you for being here, man. And it's just a pleasure to have you, because you have been with a whole lot of these kids. Pretty much every name that we're going to call out there, you've coached, unless these kids possibly moved here in their high school career.
Yeah, I see a lot of familiar faces out there, even through the face masks. Just the way they play, I can tell who it is.
And Kyler Smith's going to be lined up at quarterback, the sophomore. Talk a little bit about what you remember coaching him a couple years ago.
Oh, just a great athlete. Works hard every single day, loves the ball, just like his older brother, Caden. Great athlete. It's somebody that I call a gamer. Sometimes you call a play and it may not be the play that you called, but he'll make it look good, and he can make adjustments, and he's very athletic. He's very elusive. I think he's got a really good arm, and if the line protects him tonight, I think that you're going to see him throw the ball. Yeah,
and across the line, we've got Jacob Beitler, Wyatt Wilson, Hunter McDonald, Caleb Leonard, and Jace Faber. Again, names that you're super familiar with. Talk a little bit about what Beitler and Faber are going to bring to the table at their tackle positions. Did they play tackle for you in high school and middle school?
Yep, Beitler was a tackle for us. He was actually so good in middle school that we had him pull a few times on some plays, ran some counters and stuff, and we had him pull. And I mean, that kid going through the hole, he'd take 2-3 guys out at a time. So I think I'm excited to watch him tonight.
Yeah, but Hunter McDonald is going to be the center. Big shoes to, everybody talks about all those seniors, all those playmakers, but Jacob Pash, those are some big shoes to fill at the center position. What are you expecting from Hunter McDonald?
Hunter McDonald was a 2-year starter for us. Kid that loves to be in the weight room, works hard. Football is his middle name, is what he'll tell you. So I'm excited to see what he can do at this level, and I think they got a good one in Hunter McDonald.
And we got Brad Ancliffe here coming up, giving us a little pat. That's how you know things are going good when he comes up. And he could have saved me a little sprint. I don't know if you saw me sprinting back up here after giving him a little fist bump, because, when you have that tradition, you go back to this last spring, the last time I was at a Beal City game. Well, I guess the volleyball game went pretty well, but last time I was at a Beal City boys game, went pretty well for the varsity baseball team. So sometimes you just don't break from those traditions. And so big shout out to him. Then in the backfield, some guys that are a little bit older, but you coached them a few years ago with Owen Mckenny, Drew Block, and Austin Small. What are you expecting from those three?
Drew Block is the fastest kid I've ever coached. I think him and Braxton Bukovich, you line those two up in a foot race. I think one wins one time and the other one might win the other time. You could go back and forth with them. Drew Block was actually playing end when I started coaching at Beal, and I said, dude, what? Have you ever ran the ball? And he goes, no, they just always have me play end and block. I said, well, you're the fastest kid on the field. How about we put you at running back? And
went pretty well after that?
Yeah. That's the end of that story. Obviously, he's been on varsity a few years, been their guy to get the ball to, and he's just like his older brother, Cade, very fast, very athletic, works very hard, and I think that Drew Block, if he stays healthy, he's going to be a tough one to stop for opposing teams this season. Yeah,
and Owen Mckenny, if we got those college guys that have been around for so long with all of the COVID stuff. I feel like Owen Mckenny is one of those guys in high school. Feels like this is his 5th year on varsity or something like that, because he's just been around. He has so much experience, and he's going to be a great leader to lean on for this team.
Yeah, 100%. I think I coached Owen in baseball, and I coached him in football as well. He's a really good athlete. He's a leader, in my opinion. He's very, very calm and just, another guy out there that just wants the ball. I think you're going to see him line up at quarterback. I think BG might split him out, and he's got very good hands. He runs good routes. I think he's can put him anywhere you want on the field, and he'll be successful.
Yep, and two guys that I haven't really seen play a whole lot of football. One because of injury, one because this will be his first snap on varsity as a junior. Maybe came up for the playoff run last year, but Drake Gatrell is going to be an end. I've seen him on the basketball floor. I know what type of athlete he is.
Oh, yeah, Drake's a great athlete. You get him out in space. I don't think anybody has seen what he can do yet. You get him the ball, and he's going to make plays for you. So I'm excited to see what he can do out there. I know he can do it. It's just a matter of time before he they give him the chance, give him the ball, and let him get to work.
And then the other end, Mr. Kyle Martin, again, somebody who was out because of injury, but I didn't think about the size that young man brings to the table. He's a big dude out there playing end, and he's going to be one of their safeties as well. He's going to be able to really come up to the line and lay some lumber.
Yeah, he's also a very good kicker. He's got a strong leg. Another kid I'm excited to watch is number 4, Garrison Zucker. Coached him in every single sport like the other kids, and he's very tall, he's athletic, and he's got good hands. So I think he could be a really good receiver for Coach Gross and the Aggies. Right
on, you're listening to the GI Tech pregame show brought to you by our friends Barbary Law. We're coming to you from the Barbary Law studios. Also shout out to Bill's Custom Fab, to the Bird Bar and Grill, Gates Drilling and Service, and our friends at J&J Auto Collision. We're going to take a break. When we come back, talk a little bit about this Aggie defense. You're listening to the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Joe Wentworth with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes, working hard and showing pride for our community. For all of your real estate needs, go with Joe. Joe Wentworth with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, 989-817-1291. The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, open every day but Sunday for lunch and dinner. Delicious pizza, the world-famous Bird Burger, handcrafted, fresh-baked subs, many apps, and much more. There's something for everyone at The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, where friends gather like family. The Bird, supporting high school sports in mid-Michigan for nearly 100 years.
Welcome back to the GI Tech pregame show. Here's your host, Chris Spockman.
Welcome back inside the GI Tech pregame show. Chris Bachman along with Thomas McCann. And I don't know if I should refer to you as Beal City great Thomas McCann, the middle school football coach Thomas McCann, baseball coach Thomas McCann. I feel like you kind of coach a little bit of everything out here, my friend.
Yeah, you can just call me Thomas. That's fine.
We'll just stick with Tom, or I think I'll go with Mr. McCann, like I'm talking to your pops or something like that.
That works.
Yeah, but we're so excited. Beal City Aggie football taking on Ravenna, and you obviously didn't get to take part in this, kind of what's becoming a good rivalry here in week 1. Go back 3 years ago, Ravenna won 22-21. 2 years ago, the cramp back with Beal City coming back from 20 down in the third quarter to win 21-20. And then last year, 32-14. I'm sure Ravenna remembers that.
100%. It is a great rivalry. It's a great week 1 game. Ravenna has a really good team, very well coached. Obviously, Brad Gross is a great coach and always has a good team within Beal City. I think it's going to be a dogfight out here tonight. I don't know if I can say that, but
yeah,
I think it'll be a tough game, and as long as Beal stays healthy, I think that they'll have a good season.
Yeah, and we're going to see a new look Beal team. You go back 2.5 years ago or so when they went all the way to the state finals. I feel like it was kind of a similar team. You had some juniors, some seniors, and then you had a bunch of those sophomores that were really talented kind of sprinkled in as well. And so I think that could bode well for the Aggies this year. And looks like it's just about time for the national anthem here. And we'll keep it here for the national anthem with the band playing. We'll kind of turn my microphone up as loud as we can. Kind of stay here as we're ready to bring you some Aggie football brought to you by our friends, ENS Graphics, GNS Mechanical, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, Weber Brothers Sawmill, and Konwinski Construction. And some of the, fun, fancy things we'll be talking about throughout the game, Thomas. Zaid Batchelder, baller of the game. The Bill's Custom Fabrication of the game. The Weber, I think you like this one, the Weber Brothers Sawmill Timber of the game, and a bunch of other stuff as well, so we can have a little bit of fun. But it's Aggie Ravenna football just about to start here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. You can hear Fritz Jessing in the background, getting everybody ready to go. He just doesn't. Do you remember Fritz doing the games on your PA for you, Thomas?
Oh yeah, he was always fun to listen to.
Yeah, but I always feel like he does such a great job with the other schools as well too, kind of making sure he gets those names pumped up and everything, kind of like Mike Verlager at Sacred Heart. And nothing wrong with being a little bit of the homer or anything like that, but when they do a
phenomenal job.
Yeah, when they do it for both schools, it's just pretty darn cool and pretty darn special. With Verlager and Fritz, I don't really know if we got anybody doing it better. So about time for that national anthem. We're going to keep it right here, let you listen to the Beal City Band as we get ready for kickoff here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Big shout out to the Beal City Band, Chris Spotman, Thomas McCann, ready to bring you some Beal City Aggie football. And got to give you a little bit of love, Thomas. You reached out to me and kind of ended up giving me and my buddy Gursky here a great little test game, and it turned out to be a great game for you guys. But last Saturday, we were here watching you guys pest Pinconning 60-6. Great performance from Drake Gatrill. And so, Grady Gatrill, older brother Drake. Hey, I'll do that a few times tonight with some of these other guys as well. And players to watch on both of these teams, I kind of think about it. I look at Owen Mckenny, I look at Drew Block, I look at Caleb Leonard, kind of three of the senior leaders for Beal City. But then, guy that I talked with in the offseason about some track records that he broke, guy that you talked about how special he was for you the last couple of years. I'm really excited to see the freshman, Braxton Bukovich. He'll be starting at linebacker, and I'm sure we're going to see him come in and run the ball a whole lot, too.
Get that ball to Braxton Bukovich.
And everything will go well. And then we see Drew Gross coming up injured. He's got a little bit of an elbow issue to deal with. Hopefully he's back this season. The sophomore was just outstanding last year as a freshman, man. And, he's
a difference maker out there.
Yeah, he is. And I feel like he's one of those guys with his size, with his speed, with his strength. Quarterback, left guard, right guard, left tackle. It doesn't really matter where you line that young man up. He's going to be able to do a fantastic job for you.
Yeah, 100%. Drew's a phenomenal athlete, very strong. Always in the weight room. I mean, every single time we have practice, whatever season it is that I'm coaching, I see Drew leaving the weight room. And I'm super excited for him to heal up and get back out there because he's going to show people in Beal City what Aggie football is all about.
Yeah, and he's kind of one of those first guys where I feel like I've seen him grow up a little bit. You know what I mean? I've been around this program with Coach Gross for a while. I remember seeing him out there as a towel boy. I remember seeing him play last year, and then I remember walking out from the baseball final after Beal City won their second straight state championship, and him walking up to me and being like, You're taller than me, you're thicker than me, and I'm still fatter than you.
I'll never forget my senior night. There's a picture of me. I have Drew Gross on my shoulders, and BG said we should reenact that.
Yeah, good. Well, you have to switch it around, aren't you?
Right.
Here comes the kick as Aggie football is underway for the season. Drew Block fields it near his own goal line, running here to the near side. He's got some room. So he gets across the 20 to the 25-yard line, and that is where the Aggies will start their first possession. What are you expecting from Beal City in this first slot here with the ball, say?
Well, I think that they're going to run a lot of jet motion. That's what BG likes to run, and he likes to make it perfect. And I think that they're going to run outside as much as they can, and then once they get those guys to bait them outside, I think he's going to try and run that trap up the middle. And I think that they should be just fine if they execute and run their plays.
Yeah, Caden Kniff, Nash Hoffman, a couple of the big bodies up front for Ravenna. And I remember those names from last year. They were difference makers. See what they can do here with the speedy Beal City team. We've got a flag on the very first play of the game. Probably going to be a false start here. And that's not what you want to have happen on the very first play of the game. But when you get out there, first play, it just happens. So Beal City's going to back it up, so it'll be first down and 15. And I'm going to continue to ask coaching questions all game long. It's not really going to change the play call.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever you need, Spock. I'm here to help.
Well, going from 1st and 10 to 1st and 15, that's not really going to change what Brad Gross is thinking a whole lot.
Nope, I guarantee it's the same play.
Drew Block will be lined up at fullback. Two wingbacks are going to be Austin Small. It's McKinney lined up back deep. There's going to be a run off the side. It is McKinney with the football. Great juke move. He's into the open field. Chasing him down. Pushing him out of bounds right near the 50-yard line is going to be Jackson Wilburn, but a big run for Owen McKenny on the first play of the game.
That was a great play call right there. He ran a counter the first play, baited everybody to go left, and came back, had that tackle pull through. That was a great play.
Yeah, but this was, I wish I could make these kids keep the numbers that they had. McKinney was wearing 13 last year. It's like, man, why got to switch it up to 1? I feel like that should be
That's a tradition, actually.
Oh, yeah. Well, last year you had Cade Smith with it. Before that, I believe it was Trey Small, those fullbacks, those tough guys back there.
Yep.
Shotgun look now for Kyler Smith. He's got 4 wide receivers. Call 2 of them wingbacks if you'd like as well. Drop him back, looking to throw. He's got some time. He's going to launch it deep to the outside, just over the outstretched arm of Mr. Garrison Zucker, but he had a beat on the quarterback right there. He's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 now for Beal City. A couple substitutions coming into the game, but there was that arm you talked about at the beginning, Thomas. He really slang it right there.
Yeah, he's got a great arm. That was a well ball, just a little bit deep.
And I think that's one of those probably a little bit amped up, maybe a little extra nerves. Just got to get calmed down a little bit, put a little bit more air underneath that one and let Zucker run right underneath it.
Yep, 100%. They'll work on that, and BG will make that play perfect throughout the year.
And, as a coach, thing you want to see out here is selling out, all-out effort in this first game, correct?
100%.
Running back in the backfield for Beal City now is going to be Neil Finnerty. Sent a man in motion. McKenny's going to be a lead blocker for Finnerty. He's going to pick up 2 or 3 yards before he's brought down in Ravenna territory as the Aggies face a third down. 3rd down and 6, 3rd down and 7 here. I imagine this is where we're probably going to see Bukovich coming into the game.
Comes.
Yeah, so you're probably going to see it go to McKenny, small, block, or Mr. Bukovich here.
Wouldn't be surprised if I saw a little screen pass here to Bukovich.
And he's wearing number 6, just kind of fitting, replacing the 4-year varsity player, Jamison Latham. And it will be Bukovich lined up in the backfield with Kyler Smith, who's in the shotgun. How many times do I say Caden Smith tonight? We should probably keep track of that. Smith in the shotgun, dropping back, looking to throw. He's got some time. He's now flushed out to his left. Does a good job keeping his eyes downfield, and he's going to complete it to Owen Mckenny. He's going to go out of bounds just inside the 35-yard line. 3rd down and 6 conversion. Woo, that's big time to be able to do that in high school football. What'd you see there from Smith?
That was a great play right there. It looked like he had to go outside the pocket a little bit there and scramble. He kept his calm and made a good throw. Great catch. Owen knew it had to get the first down, and he got the job done.
You can tell he really works on his footwork, too, because he wasn't necessarily sprinting out there. Once he knew he was in space and didn't have any defenders bearing down on him, he kind of started doing that shuffle so it would be easy to set his feet and make the throw.
Yeah, he looks very calm and collective out there.
Shotgun look for Beal. Got a couple wing backs to his right. It's going to be Austin Small and Bukovich. They hand it off to McKinney, looking for some room here to the near side. He's going to pick up 6 or 7 yards. Nice run for McKinney. We do have a flag coming down in the area where you would usually see a hold that does look like it's going to back up the Aggies here. Again, we talk about that big front of Kniff and Hoffman, the young Beal City team. They're giving up a little size out there on the front.
Yeah, it looked to me like number 50 pulling there, missed his block there.
Yep, and that's Wyatt Wilson, the sophomore.
He doesn't miss much.
Yep, and he's a guy, I love when you look down, you see offensive guard, running back, and linebacker. That tells you you're a special type of athlete, and they didn't need him to do that, but Bennett Gildy is a guy who probably could have had a running back listed next to his name a bunch of the last few years down at Adrian. No, he's going to do some great things.
100%.
Were you able to coach him in middle school football?
No, but I got to work with him this
past
winter with
All right.
Matt Gross Carpentry.
Woo, man.
He's a hard worker.
Doesn't matter where he is. Going under center this time is Kyler Smith. 1st down and 20. They're going to pitch it to Bukovich. He looks to get the edge. He's got to cut it up the middle. He's going to run through one tackle, but then Hoffman is there to bring him down. And Hoffman and also 62, Landon Ashley in on the play. And again, that's where this is going to be a little bit of tough sledding up front for Beal City as they're giving up some size. Bukovich tried to get it to the outside. Good contain from Ravenna to make him cut it back in. 10-14 left to go, first quarter, 2nd down and 18 now for Beal City. You're going to continue to do this to you all night, Thomas. What are you expecting here?
I think that they're going to pass here. That's
all right.
just what I'm thinking here. You never know with BG, though. He's sneaky. He'll keep you guessing.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those spots early in the game, but momentum-wise, I wouldn't be surprised to see him call one of his, I'll say, special plays here. Shotgun look.
Single coverage up top here.
On that far side, it's Kyle Martin, too. He's got a lot of size and strength for a go-get-it ball. Smith looking for some room. It's not there. He's going to be brought down in the backfield by Hoffman as he continues to make his presence felt here in this first quarter. Nash Hoffman, I think that's the 3rd big play he's made just on this drive. It's now going to be 3rd down and a mile for Beal City. Not really a whole lot Kyler Smith could do with that one. The sophomore quarterback, you don't mind seeing those QBs eat it every once in a while in high school football. Beal back in the huddle. Kyler Smith talking to Brad Gross on the sideline, coming in with the play. And I won't ask you this time because I'm pretty sure we're going to see him go to the air here on this 3rd down and 26. But if they do pick up 10, 15 yards, I wouldn't be shocked to see Beal City go for it as they're right at midfield here on this 3rd down and 26 play. Wide receiver to the near side here is going to be Drake Gatrill. Line up to the other side wide is Kyle Martin. Gatrill with one-on-one coverage here to this side. Caden Smith looks like he's going to go that way. It's going to be caught by Austin Small. He's going to be brought down at the 25-yard line near the 1st down. I don't think they got it, but we'll see him go for this 4th down. Great throw right there from Kyler Smith.
I think it's going to depend on the spot here on whether it's a 1st down or not. It looks to be about a yard short from our view here.
Bad spot over there from Abe Pash.
BG's going for it no matter what. You can see him calling the play right now.
Our main man Abe Pash over there on the sticks. How well do you know Abe?
Oh, I know him very well.
My buddy Gursky and I were walking back, and I saw him, and I was like, it's one of the coolest dudes you'll ever meet right there.
100%. Always in a good mood. Just wants the best for everybody. Die-hard Beal City fan.
Huge 4th down and 3 here earlier in this ball game. 8 minutes left to go, first quarter. They fake it one way. They go to Drew Block. He pours it up the middle. It's going to be really close. He stays on his feet, but I don't know if he's going to have it or not. It's going to depend on the spot here. But again, it was Hoffman. It was Kniff up front, created some trouble as Beal City tried to run it up the middle. We're going to wait on the officials here to see if they send out the sticks or not. It's going to be real close. They're going to call a timeout here to measure it, and I think they're a little bit short for my eye view here, but, of course, I got glasses. What do you see out there, Thomas?
I don't know. Can't tell you. It looks close.
And a good job by the officials.
I think he got it.
Again, that's what's really going to depend on the spot, and they did blow the whistles as Drew Gross was looking to put in maybe a 3rd, 4th effort right there. If you're Beal City, you want to see him continue the play, but they also got to stop it. Oh, we got a late flag coming in here. And that is going to be a big deal as they are short. But if this is a penalty going against Ravenna, and Hoffman's kind of over there not happy about it, we're going to see what this call is here from the official. And what was weird is there was nobody within 5-10 yards of the officials there, Thomas. Somebody had to yell something pretty loud, didn't they?
Yeah, it looks like one of those guys on their team was saying something that the ref didn't like.
Again, we're waiting to see the official here at Ravenna continues to point because Beal City was short, but it's going to depend on the penalty flag that was thrown. The official's kind of writing something down right now, notes-wise, but we're still waiting to see the call from the white hat, and this is going to be a big call right here. And it will be a penalty going against Ravenna, and so it's going to give Beal City a free set of downs. When they were stopped, Thomas, they were stopped there on 4th down, so
they were stopped.
All that good work Hoffman's done, I think you might have canceled everything out right there with the penalty, and now Beal City in business. It's going to be 1st down and 10 just outside the 12 or the 10-yard line, so they will still have a chance to pick up a 1st down near the goal line. They don't have to punch it in necessarily in 4 plays. 7:58 left, first quarter. Coming to you and brought to you in part by Bryce Updegraff with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, Central Michigan Sand and Gravel, Block Electric, friends at Mount Pleasant Public Schools. I'd like to welcome everybody back. And it now is 1st down and 10 for Ravenna, so that's going to be an after the whistle penalty. But, I don't know if I like it. I'm being a little bit of a homer right now here, Thomas, but it's Ravenna ball nonetheless. 1st down and 10 at their own 12-yard line after the penalty yardage is marked off. And nowhere for the ball carrier to go. Wyatt Wilson in on the tackle for Beal City. Looking to run it to the outside there was Derek Finlay. What'd you see up front there from the Aggie defensive line, Thomas?
It looked like they were not letting them get moved very easily, and it looked like they let the linebackers fill. That was a great play.
And is that what you want to see with this type of defense, is those 4 guys up front? Obviously, you want to get in the backfield, but if they can occupy every offensive lineman, the linebackers kind of come in and clean up. Man in motion is Finlay. They hand it off to him. He's looking to get that outside edge. Nice cutback. He's going to have 1st down yardage before he's brought down. And pardon me, that's actually Jackson Wilburn on the carry there for Ravenna. So it will be 1st down yardage for Ravenna. And this is what we expect to see from the Bulldogs. Ground and pound game. A few years ago when they had that electric quarterback, Hunter Hogan, they could kind of do everything. Now it looks like calling the shots for him this year is going to be Dylan May, and junior. 3 wide receivers. 2 of them lined up wide, 1 in the slot. In the shotgun with May, it's Derek Finlay. They send a man in motion, hand it off up the middle to Finlay. He fights through 1 tackle, and he's going to be pulled back a couple yards. Good tackle out there from Caleb Leonard on that one. And Leonard, one of the senior leaders on this team. What do you remember about his time in middle school football?
Oh, Caleb Leonard, he was a workhorse. He wasn't the biggest guy back then, but he's like one of those kids that you talk about, like he's going to be good, and he's finally getting his chance to shine right here tonight.
Yeah, I feel like he's one of those guys that he's put in his time. You know what I mean? He's been around the program and talented player, but he was just stuck behind some really good guys the last couple of years, and now, like I said, it's his senior year, his time to shine. And go back to a conversation with Jason McIntyre, and you as a coach, you would prefer to have no 7th graders to play in middle school. You're playing all 8th graders, and they got to wait their turn, but that's just not the case when it comes to small-time football. I remember Max saying, I'd prefer never to bring up a sophomore if we didn't have to. Shotgun look, handing it off, looking to find some room to the outside edge. Nice job turning him back in. That was Drew Block in on the tackle. Pardon me, no, that was actually Wyatt Wilson in on the tackle once again as he turned him inside. So Wyatt Wilson with a couple nice defensive plays out there. You said it, he doesn't miss much, and that'd be Wes Wilson's son there, and he was an outstanding linebacker himself.
Yep. Wes Wilson and Brad Gross were on the state title team their senior year. Can't think of the exact year it was.
I believe it was 94.
Yep, 94. Yep.
3rd down and 4, big 3rd down and 4 here. If you get a stop for Beal City, it's going to be a tough spot to try and go for it if you're Ravenna. Expecting a run up the middle here with Finlay, maybe seeing a quarterback keep it. That's how bad of a coach I am as they go to the throw out in the flat. Finlay catches it. He's got 1st down yardage. Great move into the open field. Ooh, big hit brought to you by J&J Auto Collision there from Jacob Beitler coming back from his defensive tackle position. But a nice little draw up right there to throw it out in the flat to Finlay. He had some open space and was able to pick up the 1st down. Now 1st down and 10 for Ravenna right near the 50-yard line. I swear that Beal City defense is very, very young out there. As I say that, I count up all the seniors in the secondary with Block, McKenny, Martin, Small, with a couple sophomores and a freshman out there. You just kind of think of it being a younger squad.
Yeah, they're holding their own. They're doing just fine this first quarter here. Just got to stay tough.
Shotgun look for Ravenna, kind of lined up tight. Couple wide receivers lined up inside on the left, one wide out to the right. Hand off to Finlay. It's going to be a pickup of 4 or 5 here. And a nice job by Finlay falling forward on that one. A couple Aggie players got their hands on him like Nick Irvin, but he was able to fall forward. Instead of a 2-3 yard gain, kind of turned it into 5 or so. And 3 yards to 5 yards doesn't sound like a big deal when we talk about it, but as a coach, that changes your whole playbook, 2nd down and 5 and 2nd down and 7.
Oh, yeah, 100%. You get 3 yards of play, you're doing just fine.
A shotgun look again for Ravenna. And they got a whole bunch of wide receivers out there, 2 to the right, 1 to the left, kind of a wing back to the left as well. They're going to run it that way, looking to get some extra blockers out there. Turning it inside is going to be Jackson Wilburn. He's going to be really close to the 1st down marker. We'll see if that'll bring up a 3rd down and short or if they're going to give him a good spot out there. It's real close.
It's a good play there by Hunter McDonald to run that kid down.
And see, McDonald from, I guess, I don't have him listed as a starter, but down there on the defensive line. Say how, I guess you and I never played on the defensive line, but when you're engaged with a block and you see that run go to the outside, it just kind of takes a mindset and an effort to disengage and go get that guy.
Yep, just got to rip through the block and don't give up on the play.
2 wide receivers lined up to the right for Dylan May. Looking to throw it to his left now. It's going to be incomplete. Dropped out there. And ooh, a big hit out there from Kyle Martin. And he shows his sportsmanship as he helps up the would-be wide receiver, Brody Anderson. Ooh, I think if Anderson held on to that one, Martin would have popped it out anyway. It was a big hit right there.
I think that's part of the reason why that player didn't catch the ball there. I think he knew he was coming.
Martin kind of bearing down on him. He's one of those guys, you get out there and you see him with the pads on. He is a big dude. He can be intimidating. Shotgun look here for Dylan May. 2nd down and 10. Kind of the first time Beal City has really had a Ravenna behind the chains here on 2nd down as they try to throw it on first. They hand it off up the middle. Not really any room there. Guess who on the tackle? Man, we're going to call his name a whole lot tonight, I have a feeling. Braxton Bukovich also kind of in the pile as well. So going to bring up 3rd down and 8. And if you're Beal City, these are the situations you want to get Ravenna in.
Big stop here.
Play coming in from the sideline. So out there for the Aggies, defensive backfield right now. I see Small, I see McKinney, I see Kyler Smith, I see Drew Block at the linebacker positions. Got Mr. Wilson along with Drake Gatrill ready to bear down on this 3rd down play. Ravenna sends a man in motion. They fake it to him. Rolling out to his right. He's got a pass or throw option for the quarterback, May. Slings it downfield. It's going to be caught this time. Nice catch made by Brody Anderson, and it wasn't bad coverage as well, but a little bit better offense there, but the quarterback rolling out in that crossing route coming across.
Yeah, he had a little bit too much time to throw there.
But that's why you roll that quarterback out. Give him a little bit of extra time. Get out of that pocket. So I feel like once you get to college and the professionals, quarterbacks just get so much more comfortable staying in that pocket. When you're a high school guy and things are kind of coming from all sides, it can be very confusing. You get them out into the open field, you can see things a lot better. Aggie 25-yard line are the Bulldogs. Your Fritz Jessing, smooth voice over the PA here at Frank A. Schaefer Field. It's Aggie football. 2:40 left in our first quarter. We are scoreless. Dylan May on the shotgun. Sent a man in motion. Fake it to Anderson, hand it up to Finley up the middle. Nice tackle, just kind of jumping up over the pile there was Parker Sienkiewicz. 2nd down He's one of those guys I feel like he's going to make a difference on the baseball team coming up this year.
Yeah, that's another kid that's put his time in and hasn't really had his chance yet, but he's getting it tonight, and that was a good play.
Good athlete, big physical guy. Like I said, he's going to make some noise this year for Beal City. And again, those guys that stick with it, that stay in the program. I was one of those guys who probably would have left, you know what I mean, if I'm not getting my time out there. But, man, it just builds character and just kind of sets those guys up for success later in life. Second down, and we'll call it 7 here. Shotgun look. They hand it off to Finlay. Braxton Bukovich in on the tackle somewhat along with Mr. Caleb Leonard. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and 5 here. Definitely 4-down territory if you're Ravenna, unless they've got a really good kicker. In these situations, we've seen Finlay kind of roll out, try and throw it a little bit. That what you're expecting here?
If I'm Ravenna, I'm throwing here 100%. I think they're going to have number 2 here come in motion.
We'll see if they do bring Wilburn back in motion. They won't this time. They're going to run it that way with him as the lead blocker. Nice job. Turn it inside. And a big tackle out there defensively from Beal City. That was your boy Garrison Zucker on the tackle that time. This is one of the guys you said you're excited to watch.
Yeah, that was a great tackle right there.
And a big deal not to give up even a yard or two, because now it stays 4th and 5 as opposed to 4th and 2, 4th and 3 with those big bodies up front. Probably feel comfortable trying to get a yard or two if you're Ravenna. 4th and 5, but could see them try and go to the air here once again. 50 seconds remaining in our scoreless first quarter. Going to stay in the shotgun. It'll remain Dylan May, Derek Finlay in the backfield. 2 wide receivers split out to the right, 1 to the left. He's going to roll to his right. Looking to make the throw on 4th down. Going to the end zone. It's going to be tipped
Great play,
and
Garrison.
Almost intercepted. Garrison Zucker went up and got it. Nobody was going to get to the ball at the high point higher than Zucker right there. It's going to be a turnover on downs that'll send it back to Beal City. And we got a defensive battle here. A little bend, don't break from the defense that time from Beal.
Yeah, that was actually a big play there by Garrison Zucker, because if he intercepts that in the end zone, he's got to run it back. Now they get the ball, and it looks like
right around the 20.
20-yard line, yeah.
It was
big-time play by Garrison Zucker there.
Yeah. McKenny kind of also maybe had a chance at it in the back of the end zone as well. And I guess a couple of Ravenna players also possibly had a chance at it as well. And what do you think about that play from the quarterback, Finlay? He didn't really see anything for the first down. He maybe could have ran it, though, I feel like. What do you think?
Yeah, nothing hurt there trying to go for it. Kid picks it off. It's turnover anyways. Nobody was open, and he just tried to make a play.
First down and 10 for Beal City. Sent a man in motion. It looked like it might have been a fumble on the snap right there. I can't see exactly what happened, but it will be a fumble snap covered up by Kyler Smith. So it'll bring up 2nd down and 10 and see if that's the final play of the first quarter or not, as we're going to be going under 10 seconds here in moments. And they're not going to run Kyler Smith back out there that fast. So that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. A defensive battle. We are scoreless. Both teams with 1 possession. They kind of moved it deep into the other team's territory, and both defenses stepped up. We'll be back with a second quarter right after this, after we hear from our friends Weber Brothers Sawmill and Bill's Custom Fab on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Weber Brothers Sawmill has been in the sawmill and logging business since 1950. Weber Brothers Sawmill buys standing timber and logs all over central and northern Michigan with National Hardwood Lumber Association certification. You can be assured of a professional job, from the marking and cruising of your woods through the harvest. Weber Brothers Sawmill is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes.
Bill's Custom Fab can handle any job you need, from large-scale steel building projects to fixing your favorite stainless serving pan. Bill's Custom Fab can weld and fabricate anything. Call today at 989-772-5817 or stop by on Gover Parkway in Mount Pleasant. Good luck to all of our local athletes from Bill's Custom Fab.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back on into the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. After the first quarter, Owen Mckenny, 1 rush, 12 yards. Drew Block, 1 carry for 2 yards. Kyler Smith, 2 carries, minus 12 yards, and one of those kind of fumble as well. But he's 2 for 3 for 41 yards. So Beal City doing a little bit better job moving it through the air, per se. And a big shout to Jeremy Woodcock, who's doing the stats here for me. I got my buddy Gursky on the camera. I got my buddy Thomas McCann on the mic with me. I can't thank you guys enough for helping me get things rolling here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. And a little bit more love. Boomer's Lawn Care and Landscaping. Thomas, you got about 15 seconds. Tell everybody what you do, baby.
Well, I just try and do my best and work hard. If you need your lawn cut, give me a shout. I can do that. If you need some landscaping done, we're getting pretty good at that. And we also have started doing some concrete flat work.
And from what I've seen on Facebook, it looks absolutely fantastic. So
Thank you. I appreciate
Boomer's Lawn
that.
Care and Landscaping, go check that out. Hey, I thank you for helping me here. That's the least I can do is give you a little bit of a plug, a little bit of a love, along with our friends at the Diner, Joe Wentworth at Palladium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates. And we're coming to you from the Barberry Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. And a quick first quarter there. Gates Drilling and Service halftime show might be here before you know it as well. Just one possession for each team in that first quarter. Kyler Smith looking to throw. He's got it out to Kyle Martin. Martin looks to make a guy miss. It's a great tackle in the open field from Brody Anderson. Anderson knew he had to go low, wrapped up those ankles of Kyle Martin before he could man. And Martin wanted to make that play. A little shucks coming out right now. So I think he knows if he gets by that guy, he's maybe still running. 11:40 left to go in our second quarter. Big 3rd down and 5 here for Beal City. I feel like with the way this game's gone, even a 4th down and 2 or so, probably going to punt the ball here in this situation, deep in your own territory, somewhat of a defensive battle. And we haven't really seen Smith get into the open field and run it a whole lot, Thomas. I imagine he can be very effective if he can make that happen. Shotgun look, Smith dropping back. Rush Barron down on him. He throws it out there. It's going to be intercepted. Just kind of threw that one up, and Zeke Erler ran underneath it for Ravenna. A good heads-up play. It was thrown a little bit before Austin Small was looking for it, but the pressure was coming to the backside of Kyler Smith. He tossed it up there, and the Bulldogs went and made a play. They've now got it 1st and 10 at the Aggie 35-yard line. What'd you see there from Kyle? Just kind of rushed it a little bit, but that's what happens when you got that backside pressure, I feel like, Thomas.
Yeah, he saw that guy coming. I think he rushed that throw a little bit and just out of the reach of Austin Small. That was a good defensive play by their DB there.
That was, and Austin Small just wasn't quite ready for the throw. Didn't really have time to turn into that defensive back maybe either. It was just a great play from Zeke Erler, kind of reading the quarterback's eyes, which is a really hard thing to do as a defensive back in high school football. You usually just want to stare at that guy right in front of you. So right back out are the Bulldogs after their long drive that stalled out deep in Aggie territory. There's big running room for Finlay. He's at the 10. He's at the 5. He's going to carry a tackler into the end zone. Or no, they're going to say he's down at the 1. Ooh, looked like he got into me, but a touchdown-saving tackle it will be from Owen Mckenny. And so it'll be 1st down and goal at the 1-yard line after the big run from Finlay. The biggest play of the game for both teams as that one went for over 30 yards.
That was great hustle play by Owen to save a touchdown there.
A big hole up the middle for the Bulldogs. Again, we're going to continue to mention the names of Nash Hoffman, Caden Kniff, some big bodies out there for Ravenna. If you look at one spot, Beal City might have some better athletes out there than Ravenna, but they've got some big guys up front. They're able to push that pile a little bit. Direct snap, and Wyatt Wilson with a huge hit. Might as well say Wade Wilson or Josh Wilson with that hit in the backfield. Great play right there from Wyatt Wilson. It's now going to make it 2nd down and goal from the 1.5-yard line as opposed to the half-yard line. Tried going to the direct snap there to Wilburn. It did not work.
That was a great play by Wyatt Wilson there. Nobody was blocking him there.
And he's just one of those guys, like I said, we talked about Josh Wilson, Wade Wilson. You just got that nose for the football and that feel for the game. Be able to make that type of play to go through the line. Big play right there from Wilson. Backing up Ravenna just a bit, but they're still in a great situation with the 2nd down and Cole. Look to hand it off up the middle. He's into the end zone. Just barely for the touchdown. Getting in is going to be Finlay. 6-0 Ravenna on top. The extra point to boot. 10:06 left to go in our second quarter. And turnovers can always be the story in the game. The turnover battle being won right now by Ravenna, and they're able to take advantage and punch that one into the end zone, Thomas. What'd you see on that last play?
Oh, I just think that defensively it's tough to stop them on the 1-yard line, they know the snap count, you don't. I feel like Ravenna fired off the ball there and just had a little bit more oomph in that play.
Yeah, but I could hear the Beal City coach kind of sigh a little bit right there on that one. 6-0 the score. Bulldogs out for the extra point. Kicking it is going to be Derek Finlay. Think about him running the ball, kicking some extra points. That's how a guy really has an outstanding season scoring-wise. Once you kick those extra points and run in some touchdowns, too, you can end up with a big-time year. It's going to be offsides against Beal City, and so we'll see if Ravenna decides to go for 2. They will make a substitution here to bring some of those big bodies back out and change the football away from a kicking football to And offensive football, does it make sense if I say that, Thomas?
Oh, yeah, they definitely change them. You got a different ball for buck and the kickoff.
Yeah, but so what is the difference in the football?
There's not a difference in the football. It's just a little more beat up from someone kicking it all the time, you know.
Man, go back to the whole Deflategate there. If anybody has ever held a big football, the PSI that those two footballs were, I'm not telling the difference, man. They hand it off, looking for the 2-point conversion. Nice extra effort from the running back to get in for Ravenna. That is going to make it 8-0 Bulldogs. The Aggies going to have to fight back from behind. There's 10:06 left to go in the second quarter. Back with more Aggie football right after this quick break on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
GNS Mechanical in Wademan offers service and installation on everything for your home and business. From a simple filter replacement to furnace, central air service, and install, geothermal, and walk-in coolers and freezers. If you have a need, GNS Mechanical has a solution. Learn more at gnsmechanical.com or call 989-644-2106.
Mumford Oil and Gas Supply is your one-stop shop for top quality products and procurement in the Michigan oil and gas industry. With over 45 years of experience and a strong commitment to customer satisfaction, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply delivers the best solutions for your oil and gas production, drilling, and service needs. If you need it, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply can get it. Visit them on Fancher today or give them a call at 989-317-8582.
Let's head back to the action.
Welcome back inside the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Chris Bachman, Thomas McCann, the Batchelors hanging out along with the main man Jeremy Woodcock doing some stats for us. My buddy Adam Gursky on the camera. 8-0 Bulldogs with the lead. Got the touchdown after the interception. And once it comes to being a coach, number one thing you want to win every time is that turnover battle, correct?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I think that was a big play by Ravenna to get that turnover. And let's see if Beal City can battle back here. A lot of time left in the half. Trust their stuff, run their stuff, and tie this thing up.
And one thing, when you have that tradition, that expectation, you just expect to win. Getting down 8-0, you're not used to that, so you're going to come out and you're going to try even harder, as opposed to some schools that, hey, they're those schools used to going 1-8, 2-7 every year. You get down 8-0, it's, well, hey, same old story. Not going to be the case for these Beal City boys. Owen McKenny's going to field the kick at about the 12-yard line, running here the near side, looking for some room. Nice cutback, but nice job closing that cutback lane from Ravenna. I think one of the youngsters out there on that tackle was Aiden Ford for the Bulldogs. It'll be 1st down and 10 for Beal City at their own 25-yard line. Third possession of the game. First one, somewhat of a lengthy drive, stalled out in Ravenna territory. Last one, didn't even really get things going with the interception. 8-0 our score. What are you hoping to see from Beal on this drive, besides a touchdown, Thomas, obviously?
Well, I just want to see them move the ball and run their stuff. I think that there's a little jitters in the first couple of possessions, and hopefully those are gone now that they're settled in, and I think Brad will have some good play calls for them. Hopefully they can execute.
Settling in with this team probably going to take a little bit more than you said. You lose 14 seniors from a Division VIII football team. That's just a lot of helmets to replace. Going under center is going to be Kyler Smith, 2 running backs in the backfield. It's Drew Block, and it's Austin Small. Going to hand it off to Small with Block as a lead blocker. Going to be a pickup of maybe 2 or 3 there for the ball carrier. Actually, they're going to give him 4 on that one. A decent spot over there on that far sideline. 2nd down and 6 for Beal City here on this play. Going to the old, what do you expecting here on this 2nd down and 7, Thomas? Say it's 2nd down and 7 for your middle school team. What kind of play you drawing up?
Well, I've been watching their safety, and every single time they run the ball outside, left or right, he flows hard outside. And, I think I'd run a pop pass here. They'd have that left end, looks to me like Kyle Martin, just run right down the seam. And
you can be wide open.
Sleeping.
Yep, that's number 15 out there. Jacoby Coleman just kind of keeps sneaking up. But that's his job to do that, but he's got to read those keys. Hand off to Austin Small. Can't get away from the tackler in open field. Big-time tackle from Brody Anderson that time. Small is slippery and elusive. I just know that from watching him cross guys over on the basketball court. A great tackle in the open field from the Bulldogs there. Big 3rd down and 5 for the Aggies. Their own 30-yard line. Trailing 8-0 with 8:50 left to go in our second quarter. Kyler Smith's got to play. They're going to come up to the line, lined up tight. 2 running backs in the backfield. Now Owen McKenny and Drew Block. Got Austin Small as a wing back off to the right side, right next to Drake Gatrill lined up at tight end. Grady Gatrill. Actually, no, see, I'm going to goof that up all night long. Decent run right there. It's going to be real close to the first down marker.
Oh, you'll be calling Grady's name here soon, don't you worry.
And waiting to see if they give him the first down or not. Ooh, they kind of move it back, but they do give him first down yardage. So the Aggies, big time right there, picking up that third down conversion. Reset the sticks here. Give me a chance to thank some more of our friends. The Bird All-American Grill got the post-game show coming up. Talk about the Bills' custom fabrication of the game. Still waiting for a big play to be made out there from the Aggies. Got your Gates Drilling and Service halftime report coming up. And we're coming to you from the Barbary Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. In the backfield, once again, it's going to be Drew Block, Austin Small. You've got McKinney lined up at a wingback. On the other side, Gatrill lined up at tight end. Going to pitch it this way with McKinney as a lead blocker. Great job getting into the backfield. Drew Block's got to go wide to try and make something happen. He steps out of bounds for a 2 or 3 yard loss. And that was Brody Anderson making a really nice play once again for Ravenna. He didn't make the tackle, but he got in the backfield and just made Drew Block go really wide trying to get to the outside.
Yeah, nothing there for Drew. That was just a pure effort play for him to try and get back to the line of scrimmage there.
You did see his speed that you were talking about. That most guys, if I'm running the ball, I'm getting stopped for a 6-7 yard loss. He turns that in just a 1 yard loss, and if he doesn't step out of bounds, maybe even a short gain. He's going to be lined up at fullback once again, the two wing backs. Going to be Austin Small and Owen McKinney. Now going to split Drake Gatrill out wide. He's got single coverage out there with Carson Vannens. Send a man in motion. They're going to hand it off to Drew Block, the fullback. He does a good job carrying tacklers with him for several yards. It's going to be a pickup of maybe 9. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 2. Big-time run right there for Drew Block. Actually, not a great spot. We'll actually call it 3rd and 4 here for Beal City. Just outside their own 40-yard line. 7:35 left to go in our second quarter. It is all Beal City right now.
Beal City have all 3 timeouts left?
Yep. Well, I guess I said it's all Beal City right now. I should say Beal City's got the momentum finally right now is what I should say. 3rd down and 4. Kyler Smith checking everything out. Braxton Bukovich lined up in the backfield now. Going to use him as a lead blocker as they go to Small. Not a great exchange out there, but Small's able to get it. And who was that laying that lead block?
Braxton Bukovich, baby.
So they wearing number 6 out there. He looks a lot like Jamison Latham did as a freshman out there. And I remember talking with Coach Gross, and if he has anything of a career like Jamison Latham did, we'll be pretty darn happy. And Latham running some track over at Northwood. I think you and I would both like to tell him he needs to keep playing football just because we like watching him so much, but he's going to do great things over there. 1st down and 10 for Beal City. Ball at their own 47. Again, this game's kind of churned quickly here. 7 minutes left to go in the second quarter. We haven't had a whole lot of scoring, a whole lot of stoppage in play. Both these teams have been running the football. Kyler Smith going under center. Lined up deep now is Braxton Bukovich. They fake it. Rolling out to the right. Hoffman giving chase, and he's going to not bring down Smith. He gets away. Kyler Smith now looks to go downfield. He's got a man open. It goes right through the hands of Garrison Zucker. To give Zucker credit, he had to run back 5-10 yards. That just would have been an amazing play from Kyler Smith to Garrison Zucker. Kyler got away Eli Manning style. That was almost the helmet play right there as they went to go long to Zucker. But you see the athleticism of Kyler Smith right there, getting away from Nash Hoffman in the backfield to keep the play alive, but just missed it right there.
Yeah, that was a great effort play by Kyler. And, just like I've said, and a lot of people that understand football have said, that kid can make plays like that.
Those are the type of play. You can't coach that. You
Nope.
can't coach getting away from a guy that weighs 50 more pounds than you. 6:42 left to go second quarter. Hand off to McKinney. He's looking for some room here to the near side. He's going to be hit hard right at the 50-yard line and plunge forward for another yard or 2. It's going to bring up 3rd down for Beal City. The 3rd down and 7. And now that you're across midfield, you can maybe think about going for it on a 4th down and short if you would like to. Drew Block on the sideline with Kyler Smith. Both of them getting the play as they head back in with it from Coach Brad Gross. Freshman Bukovich coming out of the game for the moment. 3rd down and 5 here for Beal City. Would you consider this 4-down territory? If they pick up 2 or 3 here, do you go for it? Yeah, I'm getting that, I don't know, look right.
I'm going for it.
You're
yes,
going.
sir.
All right. Checking things out is Smith. He goes under center. They send a man in motion. They hand it off up the middle of the block. He's into the open field as he breaks the tackle. First down yardage for the Aggies. Brought down just inside the 40. We didn't see the speed of Drew Block right there. We saw the slippery moves and the strength as he kept those feet moving. First down for Beal City. It hasn't been easy sledding on this drive, but Beal City has been able to make it happen to move the chains a couple times. Get that offense out there on the field. Now moving into Ravenna territory. Try and punch it in for the first time. And they did start the game with the football, so Ravenna will get it to start the second half. As again, this one is moving pretty quick here. 5:30 already left to go in our second quarter. Smith in the gun. Right next to him is Drew Block. Got 3 wide receivers lined up to the right. Garrison Zucker in the slot. Smith rolling that way, looking for a man. He's got it to Zucker. Zucker dances, makes one guy miss, and another. It's going to be brought down. We got a flag coming in. This could be a face mask, by the way. I kind of saw Zucker get wrapped up over there. Wait to see the call from the official. Yeah, Zucker, it's one of those, you look through the guys on this list, Thomas, and Drew Block, Owen Mckenny, Austin Small, Garrison Zucker, Braxton Bukovich, Kyle Martin, Drake Gatrill. You want to get them all the football. It's a pretty good problem to have.
Yeah, a lot of athletes out there that you can do different things with, and I think they're starting to come right into it. It's a good drive here. Got to punch it in.
And it's going to be a hold going against Beal City, I guess, but nonetheless, it's going to be first down and 11 or so because it was a decent run to begin with, and the hold occurred some ways downfield. Smith back in with the play. Ready to go here on this first down and 12. Be under 5 minutes remaining when the Aggies take this next snap. He joined us last night. Claire all over Grayling, 51-7. Go through some of those other scores at the half, too. The Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. Shepherd, a big win last night over Elma, trailing 13-0, coming back scoring 20 unanswered. One under center is Smith. Pitches it to Drew Block. Block trying to get the edge. Looks to turn the corner. He's going to be brought down. Great hustle from the defensive line. That was Brennan Buskirk on the tackle for Ravenna. Their defensive line is really, really impressive in this first half, Thomas.
Yeah, they have some big boys. They're not getting moved easily. They're holding their own out there.
Yeah, and then when they're able to come down the line and make the play, that's just impressive. So I've called Hoffman's name a bunch, Kniff's name, and they said that was the first time calling Buskirk's name, but that was a great play right there. Second down and 12 now for Beal City. Split out wide is going to be Aaron Locke. In the slot to the right of Kyler Smith is going to be Owen Mckenny. Line up to the left is going to be Kyle Martin. Fake the handoff to Zucker. Smith's got to step up in the pocket. It's going to be intercepted, picked off by Finlay. And I don't think Kyler Smith saw him on that one as he threw it right to number 7 in white. He did a good job getting out of the pocket, but then threw his second pick here of the first half. And again, that was a nice drive going for Beal City, and the sophomore quarterback knows it as he comes off the field. What did you see on that one right there? Is that kind of what I said? He just didn't see that guy right there, but that's how fast things move. We sit here and watch it. It's easy to think, well, you didn't see. How didn't you see that guy? But when everybody's moving around 100 miles an hour, number 7's there 1 second, he's not.
Yeah, he had to roll out again, and I tried to go across his body. Threw it hard, but I agree. I don't think he saw that guy, and that was a good play by the DB.
That's why you don't throw it across your body, though. Is that type of play, would you say?
Well, I don't know. I mean, he's trying to go for it, and he's young. He'll learn.
Yep. And I think you also kind of say he's got the ability to do it, so you don't mind him kind of doing it.
Right.
Run for Finlay. He's going to pick up 3 or 4 yards. Bring up second down. Actually, they're going to give him 5 or so on the play, so bring up second down to 5. 3:40 left to go in our first quarter. If you're Ravenna, you're in pretty good shape now because you can run this ball down, maybe get some points, and you do get the ball to start the second half. If I'm a Ravenna coach over there, Justin Ego, that's the one thing I'm thinking is we're going into half with the lead, and we're going to get the ball back. That is priority number 1 right now. Shotgun look for Dylan May. Line up in the backfield with him is Finlay. Set a man in motion. That's going to be Wilburn. Got some pre-snap movement, and they were trying to set up the screen over the far side of the field. And I think Brody Anderson's lucky that flag came in because it wasn't a great throw, and Drew Block was closing in on Brody Anderson very quickly to possibly make a big hit. See what the flag is here on the second down play. And I look down there, I see the hands on the head from 24, Drew Gross. He's got to feel helpless out there right now. I feel really bad for that kid. But, man, he has got a bright future ahead on this gridiron out there. 2nd down and 9 for Ravenna. Splitting out wide. I guess I shouldn't say. They got one guy split out wide, 2 wide receivers to the left of the quarterback. They hand it off to Finley, looking to use those wide receivers as some lead blockers, and getting downfield once again from his defensive end position is Parker Sienkiewicz. That was a really nice play there by him. Still a solid gain, though, from Ravenna. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 2. If you're Beal City, this is the opportunity where if you get a stop here, you'll be able to get the ball back and have a chance to do something.
Yep, this is a big play for the boys in blue out there.
And if you're Ravenna, this is one that makes you put the coach's hat on. You know Beal knows that. Is this maybe a good spot to take a shot right here if you're the Bulldogs? You let that clock run down as far as you can?
I wouldn't take a shot here because you got the lead. You don't want to throw an interception and give them any hope. I think you got to run the ball here and hope that your boys up front do the work.
And that's why you'd coach me and beat me 60-0 if we both had a team. Big play up front from Beal City. Nowhere to go. That was Sienkiewicz in on the tackle, and also Wilson, who's back into the game after dealing with a little bit of cramp issues. And, man, I'm very impressed with that sophomore here in this first half from his linebacker position, and now the toughness as well. And this is a big play right here. It's 4th down and 1. If Ravenna goes for it, they could really give Beal City a good opportunity to score here.
Looks like number 7 for Ravenna there got a little banged up on that play. It was a big hit by Wyatt Wilson.
Man, talk about that J&J Auto collision report. Finlay going down on the big hit from the sophomore. And I think he's going to have to stay out of the game because he some type of a substitution or maybe took off his helmet or unsnapped it. But it looks like they're going to have to bring in maybe a different punter right here. So something to think about. 1:35 left to go, 4th down and 1. Ravenna lining up 2 punter right now. Beal City doesn't have anybody back deep. They want to make sure it's not a fake on this 4th down and 1. I don't mind that at all. Ravenna's going to let that clock run. Finlay back there, not Finlay. It's May back there. Now we've got a timeout coming from Ravenna before this 4th down and 1. Maybe they're thinking we should go for it. We're going to take a quick break here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Be back with a 4th down right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Block Electric Company is a proud supporter of local schools and high school student athletes, learning skills in and out of the classroom to lead our communities tomorrow. Good luck to all student athletes from Block Electric, and go Aggies!
The Diner, where homemade favorites come to life every day for breakfast and lunch. From fluffy pancakes to savory sandwiches, the Diner has your cravings covered. Discover the perfect blend of comfort food and camaraderie at the Diner. Join them every Friday night till 7 for their famous fish fry. The Diner on North Mission, Mount Pleasant.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back inside of the Mid-Michigan Sport Network, and State's up 2-0 right now. Ooh, yeah. Defensive battle there as well. 8-0 our score here. 4th down and 1 for the Bulldogs. Will they go for it? Will they punt it away? And the smart coaching decision is to punt this one away, correct, Thomas?
100%. You got to punt this ball.
As well as if we see him go for it and get it, hey, not a bad call there either. But with the
it's never a bad call if it works out.
You got the lead. You're getting the ball in the second half. It's on the 45-yard line. Beal City be in great scoring position despite not much time left. To line up to go for it. We'll see if Finlay drops back or not. No, they're going to run this one and go for it. And I think they just barely got it. Oh, boy. And actually, the referees are telling the clock to stop, and so it might depend on a measurement. See exactly where they spot the ball. It will be a 1st down for Ravenna, and a big-time pickup right there. The Bulldogs will be able to run the rest of the clock here at least. And also, this is going to be the first halftime for a lot of these youngsters up on varsity. Maybe some big-time adjustments coming Beal City's way, but they're right in this ball game. It's just kind of a different game as both teams have had extended possessions and running the clock by running the football as well. Rolling out, looking to throw is Dylan May. He's got lots of time. Sienkiewicz giving him chase. It's going to be complete down the sideline. A nice throw. It's caught by Carson Vanins just inside the 40-yard line. And so Ravenna moving the football. They still have 2 timeouts remaining. They're not looking to use one here as the clock stops for a moment as they reset the chains. And it does look like the play's just going to come in from the sideline here. Quarterback's not going to run all the way over. Just some quick instructions to his line. The wide receivers apparently already know where they're going. 40 seconds left to go first half. 8-0 Ravenna with the lead. Quickly into the backfield is Leonard. They get away from him. Wilson into the backfield. Now they throw it over the middle. It's caught. Big play right there from Dylan May to get away from a couple would-be sacks, and he completes it downfield to Finlay. In the backfield was Hunter McDonald. In the backfield was Wyatt Wilson, but they couldn't bring him down. Now first down, 32 seconds left to go at the 25. Clock starts to move. Play coming in a little slow from the sideline for the Bulldogs. Clock continues to run here. Now they use a timeout. A really odd decision right there. Coach Ego's not happy about it on the far sideline. I think he thought his guys were ready to run the play. A little bit of confusion right there. 8-9 seconds or so run off the clock there, Coach McCann. That could come back to haunt him. Now just one timeout left as well for Ravenna. The Bulldogs, Thomas, are they going to come out of here with 2 or 3 plays kind of ready to go in case they want to save that timeout as much as they can?
Yeah, you got to talk about that in the huddle here. You got to say, look, here's what we're going to run the first play, and if it's an incomplete pass, the clock stops and we can collect ourselves. But if it's a run play, then obviously the clock runs until the coach calls his other timeout. I think you have to have 3 or 4 plays called here, which you have to work on this in practice,
2-minute drill.
Yep, 100%. And I think that Ravenna is a team that does work on this by simply on the fact that they haven't huddled up one time on offense. It looks like they're getting their signal from the sideline, and they look very sharp and like they know what they're doing.
That's probably where the frustration came with Coach Ego as well. They're used to getting the sideline, then they're just kind of all stand there, 5-6 seconds, click off. It could end up being a big deal if the Aggies get a tackle in the open field with just one timeout. With just one timeout, 21 seconds, are you trying to go to the end zone here, or is I just being a bad coach again?
I think that I'd run it right here.
All right.
Try and get a little closer, and then maybe throw it the next play, but we'll see what they do.
Quick switches there on the Beal City defensive line. Aaron Locke getting ready to blitz from the defensive line. In the backfield is Locke. Also clean it up. His ball's loose. On the ground, it's recovered by Hoffman. But a big-time play out there from the sophomore, Aaron Locke. And, boy, what a smart play. Him and another defensive lineman switched spots, and Locke got into the backfield immediately. And now they're calling that timeout with 2 seconds left to go. Hey, pretty smart coach you sound like right now, saying you should have ran the football there.
Reese Kale was in there on that play as well.
And so 2 seconds left to go. Obviously, you're going to see Ravenna go into the end zone here on this one, but just a big-time defensive play right there from Beal City. And Ravenna, they don't know, but with this young team, some of those sophomores in some big spots, the longer they let these Aggies hang around, the more they get comfortable out there, the more dangerous I think they're going to become.
Yeah, now you're Ravenna, you're backed up, and now you're out of field goal range. I mean, that's why I think they should have ran the ball last play.
Yep. See Bill Chilman walking down there on the sideline, former Aggie great and pretty much everything, along with his brother Logan. And when you remember back to your playing days, who were the guys like you said, you were one of the leaders on your team, but who were a couple of the guys that you really looked up to on your squads?
Well, my freshman year, it would have been like guys like Ty Rowan, Ryan Tillman, Kurt Gross, the team that went to Ford Field, lost in the state championship. But like my sophomore, junior, senior year, Chase Rowan. Oh, man, could that kid run the ball. As athletic as they come, probably the best kid I ever played with. Guys like Colin Shaw, Brett Upton, hard hitters, they were very fun to be next to. And then Tucker Gross, our quarterback. He got us the ball, and he got us the ball very quick and very often.
Brett Upton, a nice name drop there, man. I can remember him didn't matter if it was football or baseball. You knew he was going to make a big play. May looking to throw. Bukovich bearing down on him. They throw it towards the end zone. It's going to be knocked in the air. Incomplete. And that will bring us to our half. The score, 8-0. Ravenna with the lead. But if you think about what the score could be, I don't really think there's a situation necessarily where the Aggies are leading this game going up against Ravenna, because Ravenna's look strong up front. But you go into the half just down 8-0. This is still anybody's ball game. I feel like it could be 14-0, 16-0 Ravenna, or maybe 16-8 Ravenna. But a good job from the Aggies keeping them out of the end zone there. We're going to be right back after our halftime open from Gates Drilling and Service and our friends at J&J Auto. It is the Gates Drilling and Service halftime report coming right up here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
The Gates Drilling and Service halftime show is coming up right after this.
Jenna Gates.
And Kyle Gates here. We are the 5th generation with Gates Drilling and Service.
We've been serving our friends and neighbors in Michigan since 1893.
We have the latest and greatest well drilling technology, allowing us to put in wells where others can't.
Lake lots and tight spaces are no problem.
From our family to yours, thank you, and call at 989-772-7841 for all your well drilling and service needs.
Gates Drilling and Service, where Gates goes, water flows.
J&J Auto in Wademan is Mid-Michigan's elite automotive repair shop. J&J Auto offers complete collision repair and mechanical repair. Stop by on Wademan Road or call them today at 989-644-8908. J&J Auto, proud supporters of high school student athletes.
Welcome on into the Gates Drilling and Service halftime report here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Quick little halftime review here, and then we'll send it off to This Week in MHSAA Sports with John Ross. But, oh, boy, a battle of a first half here in Beal City. A completely different story than we had last night. Last night in Clare, the score was 33-0 at this point. Here it's still anybody's ball game with that 8-0 score. Beal City trails Ravenna, but it seems like those youngsters are getting more and more comfortable out there as the game goes on. And that's the one thing I'm really thinking about is as we head towards the second half and a little bit more, those sophomores out there are going to continue to come more and more and more comfortable and going to run through a host of varsity scores from last night. Obviously talked about Clare besting Grayling 51-7. Shepherd scored 20 unanswered to Best Elma, 20-13. Mount Pleasant fell to Saginaw Heritage, 48-24. Sacred Academy opened their season with a win over Montebello, 21-8. Ithaca beat St. Louis 53-0. Houghton Lake fell to Central Montcalm 55-26. Everett bested Beaverton in a close contest 19-18. Midland Dow fell to Fenton 28-14. Gladwin beat up on Flint Carmen Ainsworth 44-16. Harrison bested Leroy Pine River 24-14. Farwell fell to Hesperia 13-0. McBain beat Lakeview 37-0. Midland beat Cadillac in a defensive battle 7-0. Chip Hills fell to Olivet 49-21. And Merrill bested Vesterberg 32-16. And here at the half, it is the Bulldogs 8, the Aggies 0. And kind of stats to look at here from a main man, Jeremy Woodcock. Owen Mckenny, 3 rushes, 22 yards. Drew Block, 5 carries for 16 yards. Austin Small with 3 carries for 10 yards. But it really all kind of comes down to Kyler Smith, who was 2 of 3 in the first quarter with 41 yards. Not a good second quarter as he's now 3 of 7 with 47 yards and 2 interceptions. But just his very first game under center, I think he's going to continue to get more comfortable as we go along. Austin Small with a 1 catch for 24 yards. McKenney with a 1 for 17. And Kyle Martin with a 1 catch for 6 yards. We're going to send it off to This Week in MHSAA Sports with John Ross. We'll be back with the second half. And well, I guess we'll be back a little bit before the second half here on the Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. Tell you what the Aggies got to do to win in the second half. And we got a good guy to give us an answer with the main man, Thomas McCann here. It's time for This Week in MHSAA Sports with John Ross. We'll be back right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network, your home for high school sports in Mid-Michigan.
School year is a special one here at the MHSAA. It is our 100th year, a century of celebrating school sports. All year long, we'll highlight the people, places, and things that have helped shape the MHSAA. Rivalries, records, top players, we'll look back at it all, both at MHSAA.com and on our social media pages. For example, on August 26, 2017, Dylan Gordon had a 99-yard run for North Farmington, tied for the longest in MHSAA history. On August 29, 2003, Ben Baragray of Gaylord had 7 quarterback sacks in a game against Ogama Heights. And on August 30th, 2010, the highest scoring tied soccer game happened twice. Berrien Springs and Buchanan tied at 6, as did Coloma and Cassopolis. Every day this school year, we'll highlight records from the past 100 years. And each Friday is Photo Friday. We'll be showing off historical photos from our files. And every week we'll be highlighting something that has helped make the MHSAA what it is today. So check us out online and on social to see how we're celebrating a century of high school sports. It's time for Game Balls, when we highlight a trio of standout performances from the past week. Traverse City St. Francis's Grace Slocum, she shot a 2-under 142 to win the Bob Lover Classic by a whopping 14 strokes. Bay City John Glenn's Trent Phillips, he netted the game winner in a 1-0 victory over Bay City Western in the Bay County Boys Soccer Championship. Earlier in the day, Phillips scored his first career goal. And at Jennison's Seth Connor, the senior was the fastest at the Benzie Pete Moss Invite. Jennison was also the best cross-country team in the Big School Boys Division.
For high school seniors, the matchup of the year isn't on the field. It's actually online. That's right. When you fill out the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, you could also be eligible for thousands of dollars in additional money from the Michigan Achievement Scholarship. Yep, nearly 80% of students who fill out the FAFSA may be eligible. Now that's a matchup we can all root for. Get started today at michigan.gov/achievement. The Michigan Achievement Scholarship. It's a game changer.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with the MHSAA's Director of Officiating Services, Sam Davis.
In football, it's often said that holding happens on every play. But does it? When an offensive player uses their hands or arms to illegally restrain a defensive player, that's holding. This typically happens when blockers grab or pull defensive players away from their path, impeding their ability to make a play. The penalty is 10 yards from the previous spot. Defensive players can be flagged for holding as well. That's also a 10-yard penalty and an automatic first down for the offense. An example of defensive holding is when a cornerback grabs a receiver to slow him down before the ball is thrown. If that same contact happens while the pass is in the air, then it's pass interference. Defensive pass interference is a 15-yard penalty.
Thanks, Sam. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you're interested, go to the MHSAA website now to register. The MHSAA was well represented at the 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris. 15 athletes who played an MHSAA sport participated, with 3 bringing home a medal. Grand Blank's Grant Fisher earned 2 bronze medals in the 5,000 and 10,000 meter races. He's the first American to medal in both events at the same Olympics. Caledonia's Elena Olsen was on the bronze medal-winning women's rugby team. And Devin Booker, who played basketball at Granville his freshman year, was on the gold medal-winning men's basketball team. Heath Baldwin, Adam Kuhn, Freddie Crittenden, Aaron Cummings, Andrew Evans, Hobbs Kessler, Grace Stark, and Abby Tamer were all also in London for Team USA. 4 other countries were represented by an MHSAA athlete. Cindy Ophelia Sember ran for Great Britain. Miles Amin wrestled for San Marino. Alex Rose threw the discus for Samoa. And Udodi Anwuzurike ran for Nigeria. Congrats to all who qualified, and we hope to see even more familiar faces at the 2028 Summer Games in Los Angeles. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross, and we'll be back next week.
The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, open every day but Sunday for lunch and dinner. Delicious pizza, the world-famous Bird Burger, handcrafted, fresh-baked subs, many apps, and much more. There's something for everyone at The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, where friends gather like family. The Bird, supporting high school sports in mid-Michigan for nearly 100 years.
Jenna Gates.
And Kyle Gates here. We are the 5th generation with Gates Drilling and Service.
We've been serving our friends and neighbors in Michigan since 1893.
We have the latest and greatest well drilling technology, allowing us to put in wells where others can't.
Lake lots and tight spaces are no problem.
From our family to yours, thank you, and call at 989-772-7841 for all your well drilling and service needs.
Gates Drilling and Service, where Gates goes, water flows.
Bill's Custom Fab can handle any job you need, from large-scale steel building projects to fixing your favorite stainless serving pan. Bill's Custom Fab can weld and fabricate anything. Call today at 989-772-5817 or stop by on Gover Parkway in Mount Pleasant. Good luck to all of our local athletes from Bill's Custom Fab.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Chris Bachman back with you. Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. 8-0 is our score. Beal City trails Ravenna in a defensive battle of a first half. Thomas McCann here with me, Owen of the Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. I'll also give a shout out to our friends, Beal City Knights of Columbus Chicken Barbecue coming up this Sunday. Our friends at All Seasons Fireworks, they can make your event more special. And our friends Hanging by a Thread, the official embroider of the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. And I imagine she's the official embroider of Boomer's Lawn Care as well, too, Thomas. She does a fantastic job out there. If nobody's ever been to see Dina, you need a hat, you need a shirt, you need it embroidered. I guess I would recommend some other people, but she's the first place that I would tell you to go because she is absolutely fantastic. It's just sort of a great quality job. And actually, your hat with your logo with the lawn care kind of thing on it, that's not an easy one to do. She did a fantastic job with that cap.
That's Dina.
2:30 left to go on the clock. Well, I guess they'll probably add 5 minutes more. Halftime adjustments for Beal City. Is there really a whole lot to be said as a coach in this halftime, Thomas, or is it more of like, you guys, it's kind of right there, we just got to go out and take it?
Yeah, I think the only adjustment really would be to tell your defensive line to just a little bit more tougher, boys. Let the linebackers fill just a little bit quicker. And obviously avoid the turnovers, and I think that they'll be just fine in the second half.
Yeah, and one thing that you talked about was that pop pass is kind of open, as well as I'm calling you out here as a little bit of a coach right now because, like I said, you're used to seeing these defenses go up against, and with that one single high safety, you can send a couple guys up the seams. He's going to have to go with one of them, then that other guy's going to be open. Is that kind of what you're talking about a little bit?
Yep, I'd send my left half back in motion because Beal runs a lot of that jet motion. And then that safety I've watched from up here in this booth, every single time that safety cheats that way, the motion guy, and then you can just backside pop pass, it's wide open. And hopefully they'll run it. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. I think Coach Gross knows what he's doing, so yep. I'll just let him do his thing out there. He's doing a great job as always.
And what do you remember, like, if you take away one thing from your playing days at Beal City, what's the thing you remember most about playing this special environment as we look over and see the St. Joseph's, the Worker Church, and the horizon kind of sunsetting a little bit? It's just beautiful here tonight.
Yeah, I think, honestly, my favorite thing about a home Friday night game was we would have another senior, Kyle Yunker. He would have the Beal City flag, and I would have the American flag. And we would walk out 2 by 2. We'd walk up out of the pole barn down there. We'd walk up to the street, and we'd come through the stands 2 by 2 and, like, through the entire crowd. And then we'd go through the little tunnel of the cheerleaders, and the whole town stood up and cheered for you. And
I feel like
gave you some energy.
That's something I kind of want to see brought back. You guys going out to the road and then coming down through the stands. That's pretty special. I imagine every time you did it, if you were a little bit tired that day, if you'd gotten beat up a little bit at school or in class, didn't have a great day, I imagine once you go walking through those stands, by the time you hit that track, oh man, it's flowing through you.
Yeah, the adrenaline kicks in and you're ready to go. That was one of my favorite memories.
All right, now offensively for Beal City, we've seen the 2 interceptions from the young quarterback, Kyler Smith. You and I both know what that young man is capable of. What are you looking to see from him here in this second half?
Honestly, I'd like the line to give him just a little bit more time. I feel like on those interceptions that he had to scramble a little bit and maybe threw off balance. And you don't want to tell the kid like, hey, don't be a playmaker. I mean, he is a playmaker. So down the stretch in big time games like that, I feel like you need that out of your quarterback. And I think that he's just fine. He's going to settle right in there. I mean, he played running back last year, so he's going to need a little bit of experience out there. But, hey, it's an 8-0 game, and he had some great throws, made some great plays to keep plays alive. And I think that if the line gives him a little bit more time and he gets on the same page with his receivers, then he's going to be a tough one to stop.
Yeah, we'll give a shout out to a bunch of our sponsors here. We still got a couple minutes of this Gates Drilling and Service halftime show. Coming to you from the Barbary Law Studios, built by Konwitzki Construction. And our post-game show, we'll have that Bird All-American Grill post-game show, the only place I post-game. Talk a little bit about that collision report with J&J Auto. Konwitzki Construction Studios, built by this. We'll talk about that Weber Brothers Sawmill Timber of the game, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply Assist of the game, and so much more. And shout out to more of our friends at ENS Graphics, your one-stop shop for all things printing. People coming here tonight kind of walking by thinking, oh, boy, things look pretty darn nice here with that Mid-Michigan Sports Network banner. Talked about Dina for the embroidering. Any printing needs you had, ENS Graphics down in Ithaca. Nick Houghton and the crew will take care of you. And It's a pretty nice looking 10 by 9 banner, isn't it, Thomas?
Yeah, it looks nice.
Nice little backdrop on both sides, too. So if you come driving up here on Aggie Way, I don't really think there's any way you can avoid it, whether you're coming in or going out of the stadium. And we're going to take another quick break here and hear a little bit about sportsmanship from the MHSAA here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Today I'm going to tell you about sportsmanship because it's important. Treat your opponents the way you would want to be treated. My mom says that. Listen to the referees. It's their job. Be nice to their team and our team. Cheer them on. Always play fair. It's the right thing to do. It's sportsmanship. It's not that hard.
Welcome back inside the Mid-Michigan Sports Network and our Gates Drilling and Service halftime show. Chris Bachman along with Thomas McCann from Boomers Lawn Care. Also like to give some love to Mount Pleasant Public Schools. We'd like to welcome everybody back to school, and they are hiring bus drivers and substitute teachers, parapros, and it is paid training for those bus drivers, and so go check them out. Yeah, we were just talking about ENS Graphics, sticker, just everything they do down there is fantastic. Go check them out. Chris Bachman, Thomas McCann here with you. Going to kind of close things out here for our Gates Drilling and Service halftime show. When we come back, it is the second half. Beal City trailing 8-0 over Ravenna, and it will be Ravenna football to start the second half. We'll be back right after this. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. Mount Pleasant Heating and Air Conditioning has been family-owned and serving Mid-Michigan since 1962. They're dedicated to providing the best possible solution for your home or business. Mount Pleasant Heating and Air Conditioning is locally owned and supports our local community. For all of your heating and air conditioning needs, call Mount Pleasant Heating and Air Conditioning at 989-772-2881. Konwinski Construction offers a full range of construction services on small and large projects. Konwinski Construction is a leader in the community and are proud to support those student athletes who will be leading our community tomorrow. Konwinski Construction on Gover Parkway, Mount Pleasant.
Let's get back to the action. Thanks for listening to the Gates Drilling and Service halftime show.
Welcome back inside the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Chris Bachman alongside Thomas McCann, my buddy Adam Gursky on the camera, my main man, Jeremy Woodcock, giving us some stats as well. And here we go. Start of the second half. The Aggies are going to have to kick it off, and so they're going to have to stay strong defensively and get a stop here and get the ball back because you got a feeling the way the flow of this game has gone. I mean, we're starting the second half. It's only 8-16 right now. If Beal gives it back to Ravenna without scoring here, you got a feeling we could be at the fourth quarter before you know it, Thomas. Kicking off will be Kyle Martin for Beal City, and that was one of the big things they lost last year with him going down for an injury. He can really be an effective kicker out there for this Beal City team, and that's something as a coach, the effective kicking game. You in middle school, you're probably just always kind of trying to figure it out. Every once in a while you might have a guy come along that's a really great kicker, but here we go. Martin, the lefty, with the kick. It's not going to be easy to be fielded, but they will field it to 15-yard line, looking for some room to the far side of the field and finding it as the Ravenna kick returner. Nice tackle out there from Austin Small, but it was a solid return from Brody Anderson. It'll be decent field position for Ravenna. We got a flag coming in here very, very late. If you're Ravenna, the last thing you want to do right now is start off with like a 1st and 20 with the way they've been able to run the football up the middle. Beal City out there defensively, awaiting the call, kind of go through some of those starters once again. Again, first game, obviously a lot of things are changing out there very fast, but in the defensive backfield, Drew Block, Owen McKenny, Kyle Martin, and Austin Small. Along that defensive line, you got Parker Sienkiewicz, Nick Irvin, Jacob Beitler, and Caleb Leonard. Linebackers, Drake Gatrell, Wyatt Wilson, and Braxton Bukovich. And it will be a double unsportsmanlike contact, so that will offset things. And that's one of those, if you were Ravenna, you come out in the 1st and 25, if you're the coach, I imagine you'll lose it.
Yeah, you just got to stay classy out there and talk with your pads, not your mouth.
Ooh, I let the coach speak. Say that one more time.
Stay classy. Talk with your pads. Keep your mouth shut.
I like that a lot.
No
I like
issues.
that a lot. And that's one of those, you got to say that to a kid. You're already not happy about it, I imagine. 1st down and 10 for Ravenna. Fake the handoff, looking to pour it off to the far side there. Picking up 4 or 5 yards. A nice job falling forward once again by the quarterback, Dylan May. It's one thing Ravenna's done a good job here. When the Beal City tacklers get their hands on them, they're still picking up that extra yard or two, which is a big deal in the long run.
Yeah, they got some tough boys over there. They're running hard.
And when you've watched them, like I said, the guys that we've mainly seen with the football have been Derek Finlay, Dylan May, Jackson Wilburn, and Brody Anderson. But is there one of those guys that if you're Beal City, you're starting to key in on a little bit?
Yeah, I'm keying in on number 7, their
Finlay.
fullback, all day long. 2's got some quick speed on the outside, but I think you stop 7, and it'll be a whole different ball game.
Dylan May looking to run it up the middle from his quarterback spot. He's going to have first down yardage. And you think Ravenna might have solved something at the half, thinking, man, we've got that advantage with the size right up front. Let's continue to pour it up the middle. And so 2 plays right there, first down, both of them from the quarterback keeping it. And when you got that quarterback keeper, he fakes it to the running back every time. You got to respect the running back. How difficult does it make it as a defensive coach when that quarterback keeps it 2-3 times in a row?
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to stop the option. That's why teams that do it, when they do it the right way, they're very successful.
And so much of it's about that quarterback-running back exchange being on the same page, because things can go bad in a hurry if they're not on the same page. Looking to get that outside edge now is the running back, and a decent run there for Finlay. He's going to have first down yardage once again. And a couple runs up the middle. Beal City starts to respect it. Then you get Finlay bounced to the outside there. Really nice play calling right now from the Ravenna coaches.
That was a great block on the outside there by number 2, the receiver. You get receivers that block when they don't get the ball, it can make a big difference.
And a lot of times some of those receivers could be some of your bigger, stronger athletes, and sometimes the defensive backs are not so much. And so it can really turn into an advantageous blocking situation as well once you get to the outside.
Yeah, big athletic tight end that can catch the ball is a coach's dream because he can obviously block.
Matt Oswald, throw that name out there.
Yep.
Run up the middle for the quarterback once again, May. He's going to pick up 5 or 6 yards before he's brought down by a host of Aggies. Caleb Leonard in on that tackle, along with a couple of other youngsters. Again, it's 4 or 5 yards from Dylan May on that play. 10 minutes left here in our third quarter. It is 8-0. Again, just a much different feel than that 51-7 game last night from Clare. But I feel like I love these games, Thomas, when every next play could be the most important play of the ball game. I feel like those are the funnest ones to call right there. You're just waiting for that moment, that big thing to happen to really turn the game around.
Yeah, these are, in my opinion, these are 2 very well-coached, very talented teams.
And the shotgun is May. They're going to send a man in motion. They're going to hand it off to him. That is Wilburn that's got that speed. The sophomore looks to get that outside edge. He's going to be brought down by a host of Aggies. Great play out there. Gatrill kind of held him up. And a couple of other Aggie players came in to finish it off. Kyler Smith, one of them. It's going to bring him 3rd down and long. This is a huge play right here. It's probably 4-down territory if you're Ravenna. If you're Beal, you want to keep this. Right now it's 3rd and 8. You don't want it to be 4th and 5 or shorter, I feel like. Does it make sense if I throw that number out there, Thomas?
Yeah, you got to throw the ball here.
Ravenna looking to the sideline for the play. If you're Beal City, do you have any of those guys out there that start to watch the calls and maybe are able to pick up something or two as that game goes on, or they just need to focus on their job?
I think Coach Gross teaches them to just focus on their job and their assignment.
It'd be pretty easy to get a fake sign and really get fooled out there. 3rd down and 8. They do look to throw the football. Looking over the middle. Now they throw it out to the flat to Finlay. He makes a great open field tackle out there from Beal City. In on that play was Drake Gatrill. It's going to bring up 4th down. Great open field tackle from Drake Gatrill. What do you remember about him playing for you a couple years ago as he's now a junior?
Stuff like that play right there. He played quarterback for us. He had a great arm and made a lot of great plays. But defensively, he had very good footwork and was very skilled and made a lot of plays like that one right there.
And he's probably a guy you could line him up in the defensive backfield linebacker. He could probably also play some D-end for you with his speed as well.
Yeah, he's very fast and he's a strong, athletic kid.
And starting to rumble now here in the bleachers for this 4th down play. This is big. 8 minutes left to go. They fake the handoff. May looking to run it up the middle. He's going to be hit. He dives forward for the 1st down. It's going to be really close. If Mr. Dylan May was the size of me, I don't think he's got it. But since he's got a little bit bigger frame than yours truly, I think he's going to pick up that 1st down with that extra effort and stretching out that arm. No! They're going to say Beal City football. Woo! Big call right there. Are you surprised they're not going to come out and measure? Thomas.
I think I would have measured that one. If I'm Ravenna's head coach, I'd definitely ask the ref for a measurement there. That was close.
Yeah, but we're not really seeing anything from the Ravenna sideline, so maybe that last outstretched arm that I'm talking about, maybe his knee was already down on the ground. But here we go. Beal City got the stop they needed. They're back out on offense. They trail 8-0. Going under center is Kyler Smith. Fullback behind him is Drew Block. Your two wingbacks are going to be Austin Small and Owen Mckenny. They send McKenny in motion. They hand it off to him, looking to get that outside edge. Great job making him turn it up, but there was nowhere for him to go. In on that play from his defensive position again was Brennan Buskirk. Buskirk has been fantastic along with Nash Hoffman and Caden Kniff. Those three have really controlled that defensive front for Ravenna. As well as McKinney, he's used to being able to get that edge and turn the corner, and that's where also I'm giving credit to that line. That cornerback for Ravenna is making him turn in as well, too. I should give credit on that far side of the field.
Yeah, if you notice, their corners are being very aggressive, so hopefully the coaches upstairs see that and, can maybe draw up a play to burn them on that.
One under center. Smith's going to be in the shotgun. Technically 5 wide, 3 wingbacks if you want to say so. Garrison Zucker goes in motion. Immediately, Kyler Smith's got to run for his life. Zips it downfield. It is complete for the first down. Catching that one on the far sideline is going to be Gatrill. Just made a big play defensively. Now makes a big first down catch here for Beal City to move those chains. First down at 10. And I feel like right now, Beal City has got a little bit of momentum for the first time since very early in this game, Thomas.
Yep, just got to keep it rolling. Everybody do their assignment and keep marching it down the field.
Coach's hat here. What are you drawing up on this first down and 10?
First down and 10 here. I'm gonna run. They haven't ran it yet, and if you watch that play right there on that jet motion, that safety, he's biting hard, chasing the motion guy. I'm running that pop pass. It's wide open.
Kenny goes under center. Smith goes under center. They hand it off to Zucker in the backfield. Nothing happening there. It's going to be brought down for maybe a loss of 1 on the play. As soon as Zucker got the football, he had a couple guys all over him, including Isaac Corson for Ravenna. It's going to bring up second down and 11. 6:30 left to go here in this first half. Play coming in with Kyler Smith. Defensive battle here with the Aggies and the Bulldogs, 8-0. And you go back to last year, it was 32-14, Beal City winning. But the 2 years before that, these weren't just one-score games. They were 1-point games. 22-21 and 21-20. Beal City looking to make another comeback against Ravenna in the second half. 8-0 our score. Smith dropping back, looking to throw. He pump fakes, looks to go over the middle, and it's caught by McKinney. Gets by one guy and another into the open field. Looking to get a block downfield from Gatrill. He makes it. Touchdown! Beal City. You called the little pop pass. Thomas McCann, it was wide open. It's got to take everybody through that play.
That's Coach Gross right there. He sets him up, and he made a great play call there. And, Kyler Smith to Owen Mckenny. You know that's going to come through if you really need it. That was a great play call.
And did the safety kind of cheat up on that one, or did he kind of respect the other seam route?
I seen the safety. He cheated up. He thought it was a run, and he bit hard on that fake.
And so once McKinney caught it, he didn't have to beat that deep safety. The only other guy that was down there after he juked one guy, Drake Gatrill, was able to throw a block to spring him.
On that backside corner.
Yep, but now we got a huge 2-point conversion here coming up because it is still 8-6. Beal City needs to try and tie it up here with this 2-point conversion, but they now finally have Miss Momentum on their side here at Frank A. Schaefer Field. They're going to spread them out. Shotgun look for Kyler Smith. He's rolling to his right. He's going to have to try and run this one, and he dives in, and he gets it. Woo! What an athletic dive right there from Kyler Smith. We're now tied up 8-8. 5:50 left to go in the third quarter. We're going to take a break and be right back with more Aggie football. Game tied right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, open every day but Sunday for lunch and dinner. Delicious pizza, the world-famous Bird Burger, handcrafted, fresh-baked subs, many apps, and much more. There's something for everyone at The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, where friends gather like family. The Bird, supporting high school sports in mid-Michigan for nearly 100 years.
Jenna Gates.
And Kyle Gates here. We are the 5th generation with Gates Drilling and Service.
We've been serving our friends and neighbors in Michigan since 1893.
We have the latest and greatest well drilling technology, allowing us to put in wells where others can't.
Lake lots and tight spaces are no problem.
From our family to yours, thank you, and call at 989-772-7841 for all your well drilling and service needs.
Gates Drilling and Service, where Gates goes, water flows.
Bill's Custom Fab can handle any job you need, from large-scale steel building projects to fixing your favorite stainless serving pan. Bill's Custom Fab can weld and fabricate anything. Call today at 989-772-5817 or stop by on Gover Parkway in Mount Pleasant. Good luck to all of our local athletes from Bill's Custom Fab.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back inside the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. We are tied up 8-8, 5:50 left to go in our third quarter. A big response from Beal City coming out of half. They get the stop, they get the touchdown, and the two-point conversion. We are all tied up. Brody Anderson looks to field this one. He misses it, and it's going to, ooh, boy, that almost turned into a big play for Beal City. It was a mishandled kickoff. And coming in to save the day was Carson Van Ens. I don't know what happened right there to Anderson. If he tripped over his own feet, he kind of looked like he thought the ball was going to go out of bounds after he touched it. It stopped there. Oh, man.
Yeah, it looked to me like he took his eye off the ball and just hit his hands and stayed in bounds.
Yeah, it was
Luckily
weird
for Beal
like
City.
it kind of got behind him and he just kind of stood there for a moment and didn't see it. Luckily his teammates saw it and it was almost a big play. I know Aaron Locke and another Aggie almost down there to come up with the football. 5:46 left to go in the third quarter. Beal City has all the momentum right now. I think with Ravenna, we're going to see that 3 yards and a cloud of dust offense here running up the middle with Finlay. Dylan May in the shotgun. Takes a snap, hands it off to Finlay. Or actually, it's a nice fake. Rolling out now is May. He's got lots of time, but there's nobody open. Now he's got to make something happen. It makes one guy miss. He's going to be hit hard after a pickup of 4 or 5. J&J Auto collision report right there with McKenny and a couple other Aggies. But a great play right there from Dylan May. And that just comes from experience playing quarterback from the junior right there. Rolls out, took all the time he needed looking down the field. Then at the last moment, there was nobody open. Said, I can make something happen with my feet.
Yeah, if you notice Braxton Bukovich there playing the outside backer position, he's got to cover flats there. He covered that guy. There was nowhere for the quarterback to go. That was a great play there by Braxton Bukovich.
Shotgun look once again for May. They're going to set a man in motion. They fake it to him. Now hand it off up the middle. Looking for some running room is Finlay. He's got it. He's got first down yardage. He pours it up the middle. Gain of 6 or 7 there for the Bulldogs. And that's where it seems like their bread and butter is going to be. The off tackle right up the middle with the trap play. First down and 10 for Ravenna. Again, thanks to some of our sponsors here again today. Block Electric, Central Michigan Sand and Gravel, Joe Wentworth, Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates. And our friends at ENS Graphics there for all of your printing needs. Did the beautiful backdrop that I've got here at my tent. Done a fantastic job printing things for me. I know I got some sweet cups and stuff like that coming soon. So big shout out to Nick and the crew at ENS Graphics down in Ithaca for all of your printing needs. And we'll be in Ithaca next Thursday as they take on Standish Sterling. Little varsity football action, more Thursday night lights coming this week. Great job by the defense that time. They just stood them right up at the line of scrimmage. Did you see who it was in on the play there? I think it was
like
Aaron Locke.
A stable of Aggies there.
Second down and 9. 4:15 left in our third quarter. 8-8 our score. Everything still on the line here. Week 1, Friday night. 2 teams that expect to go to the playoffs year after year. Big matchup here in Week 1. Ravenna and Beal City. It is living up to the billing that we expect. Tied at 8 apiece. Go under 4 minutes here in the third quarter. Fake the handoff. May looking for some room. There is nowhere to go. Big play in the backfield from Beal City. I believe that was Aaron Locke again in on the play. Those sophomores were starting to call their names more and more. Who else did you see in on that one as well?
No, that was Aaron
All
Locke.
right.
he wasn't wearing that number when I coached him.
Yeah, what number do you wear when you coached him?
11.
Number 11's out there at 22, and I think that's what a couple times you and I got to look at. I'm going to keep, giving McKenny some guff. Like I said, it's tradition, but I think he wore 13 the last 2 years, and now we've got the quarterback, Kyler Smith, wearing 13. It's throwing your boy for a loop, but we will get there here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Week 1 of high school football. We are tied at 8 with 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Dropping back, looking to throw is May. He's got some time. He's blasted in the backfield. Big hit out there. Jacob Beitler wrapped him up, and coming in to clean it up, I believe that was Sienkiewicz there that came in to clean it up. But that was kind of all about Beitler getting into the backfield. Ravenna's got to punt it now, and Miss Momentum is on the side of the Aggies right now.
Big stop there for Beal City.
4th down and a mile. Ravenna's going to be punting this one away. First time we've really seen Beal City have a chance to return a punt. A couple 4th downs that we've had have been pretty close as far as it's concerned for Ravenna. So they went for it, or were in a situation where Beal didn't want to have anybody back deep just in case it was a fake. But now you've got Owen Mckenny and Austin Small, who are going to be very dangerous in the open field if they get a chance to return this kick here for Beal City. It's a high snap. Decent kick. It's going to be fielded by Small at the 37-yard line. Does a nice job not getting that knee down as he fields it. He's across the 50 before he goes out of bounds. Great starting field position for Beal City, and they have owned this third quarter, Thomas.
Yep, they came out ready to play, got a stop. Had a nice drive. Great play call by Coach BG. Let's hope they can keep it rolling here on this drive. Just take care of the football.
And is that what you're kind of thinking right now? Just take care of the football, boys. We don't have to do anything crazy. We don't have to do anything special. Let's just, move it down the field, keep that clock rolling, and keep momentum on our side.
Yep, couple 1st downs here to take it to the end of the quarter.
And with that deep pass, I imagine Jacoby Coleman's not going to be creeping up quite as much on this drive. He probably got an earful from the coach. Set a man in motion. They fake it to him and hand it up to Drew Block up the middle. Great move, big tackle, big block downfield from Beitler, and that's going to spring block down the sideline, inside the 20, brought down at the 10-yard line. What a block from Beitler downfield, reminded me of Mr. Bennett Gildy right there, the guard position, 10 yards down the field.
Yep, 2 big plays in a row for that sophomore, Jacob Beitler.
Now 1st down and 10 for Beal City. Just outside the 10, or actually, just outside the 10-yard line. So they still could pick up a 1st down inside the 5. 2 minutes remaining here in the third, and it's all Beal City, momentum-wise right now. We are still tied at 8 in this battle, these 2 great programs, Beal City and Ravenna. Smith's going to go under center. The 2 running backs back behind him are going to be Drew Block and Garrison Zucker. Hand it off to Zucker. Zucker into the open field. Dances by a man into the end zone. Touchdown, Beal City. 14-8 with the extra point or 2-point conversion coming. But you talked about Zucker. We saw some of the moves that young man has right there. And again, you put him at another school, he's probably playing a lot more as a freshman and as a sophomore. A guy who, he's only a sophomore or a junior, but waiting his turn still a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. And, he's a great athlete. That was a heck of a cut right there. One guy to beat.
That guy did
a
not
little jab,
stand a
step,
chance.
head fake into the end zone.
14-8 our score. Kyle Martin out there for a very, very important extra point. Bulldogs did line up for an extra point initially until the penalty came. Snap is good, the hold is good, the kick is good. It is 15-8. Beal City with the lead. 2:02 left to go in our third quarter. We're going to take a break here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network, but things are now rolling the way of the Aggie here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Back with more right after this. Weber Brothers Sawmill has been in the sawmill and logging business since 1950. Weber Brothers Sawmill buys standing timber and logs all over central and northern Michigan with National Hardwood Lumber Association certification. You can be assured of a professional job, from the marking and cruising of your woods through the harvest. Weber Brothers Sawmill is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes.
Bill's Custom Fab can handle any job you need, from large-scale steel building projects to fixing your favorite stainless serving pan. Bill's Custom Fab can weld and fabricate anything. Call today at 989-772-5817 or stop by on Gover Parkway in Mount Pleasant. Good luck to all of our local athletes from Bill's Custom Fab.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back inside the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. 2:02 left to go in our third quarter. Chris Bachman alongside Thomas McCann. The Aggies with a great drive down the field. Punch it into the end zone with Garrison Zucker. Talk a little bit about what you loved about that drive, Thomas.
Oh, phenomenal run by Drew Block. I don't know if a lot of people noticed it, but that cut he made right away avoided that kid real good. That kid was there and was going to make the play in the backfield. He avoided that kid and then just turned on the Jets for a great gain. And
Like I said, that was something I didn't notice. He said he turned what could have been maybe a 1-yard loss, 1-yard gain into a 14-yard gain. And that's why I like having the coaches here with me. You notice those little intricacies that this guy doesn't notice, just getting loud and going crazy and excited. Nice kick from Martin. It's going to make the returner back up a little bit. Lock is down there quickly. He misses on the play. And a great move. And nice job getting back by Zucker. Zucker was down there right away, kind of missed on the tackler, kind of ran it wrong, but hustled back. And that was a big-time return right there from the senior, Derek Finlay. And I think that was kind of a message to these Aggies of Finlay saying, we ain't going anywhere, boys. There's still a lot of time left. 15-8 our score. And again, last year was 32-14. The 2 years before that, Thomas, 21-22 and 21-20. I got a feeling we might be headed towards one of those 1-point, 2-point games here tonight. In the shotgun is Dylan May. Right next to him is Derek Finlay. Finlay's kind of been the go-to guy offensively, but it's been a one possession here in the second half. Beal City shut him down pretty good after they were able to move it just a little bit. Another tackle in the backfield. Quarterback goes down. Excellent penetration from the Beal City defense. Getting back there to make a play. Parker Sienkiewicz. We have called his name a ton from the defensive line. You think about that Weber Brothers Sawmill timber of the game. Sienkiewicz, Wyatt Wilson both making a great case for it right now. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. And what have you noticed differently in these first two possessions of this second half, Thomas, from the defensive line? Is that aggression that you talked about, just being a little bit more tougher, guys?
I think that they widened out a little bit, and I think that they're making them run a little more up the middle, not off tackle, and I think that the linebackers are filling quicker and making the first half they were initially hitting them, and I feel like they were breaking some tackles, and I feel like they made some adjustments at halftime to make sure once you initially hit them, you got to wrap up. And that's been the difference maker.
Once you spread out that defensive line, it just changes where every offensive lineman has got to go. They have to make 1 or 2 more steps to get that defensive end. That can really open things up. 2nd down and 5. There was actually an offsides penalty going against Beal City. So 2nd down and 5. 1 minute remaining here in the third quarter. Beal City leads it 15-8. They trailed this one 8-0 early. Now 15 unanswered points from the Aggies has them in the lead and in control of this one. May looks to throw it downfield. It's going to go in and out of the hands of Brody Anderson. That wasn't a great throw from May. It was a little low, but Anderson still got to come up with that catch. 3rd down and 5. Big-time play right here. For what we just saw Beal City do offensively, I don't think Ravenna is going to feel good about going for it at midfield on a 4th down. So big-time play right here. As I look in the backfield, I see maybe a little hitch in the giddy-up of Derek Finlay a little bit here. I'm going to keep an eye on him after this play, Thomas, because said just not moving out there as well as he was in the first half. Shotgun look. They're going to hand it off to Finlay. He makes one guy miss in the backfield, and another guy shows what I know. It's going to be really close to 1st down yardage where he's brought down. I don't think he quite got there. It's going to bring up
that far side ref gave him a good spot.
Yep. Oh, yeah, they did. It's going to be 1st down yardage. And I talk about Finlay maybe looking not so great out there, but then, a couple shifty moves right there. He proves me wrong. 15-8, our score. Beal City with the lead. Now 1st down and 10 for Ravenna. Under 40 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Friday Night Lights on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. We've got a timeout from Beal City. I think that's a really good timeout from Coach Gross. Even though there's only 39 seconds left to go here in the third quarter, I think you tell them, hey, we get a stop here on this series of downs, boys. We go into the fourth quarter with a 7-point lead, and with the football, you think about where they were at going into the half. That's a big darn deal. 15-8 to score. Thanks to more of our great sponsors here today. ENS Graphics can handle all of your printing needs for your school or business, whether that's a banner, whether that's a sign, whether that's some name tags, whether that's some bulletin material printed. I know one thing him and I talked about, if I can get those schedules, basketball early enough next year for the girls and boys, we might print off a whole big schedule for Ithaca, Clare, Beal City, Shepherd, Sacred Heart, Mount Pleasant. Everything for all the sports going all the way through the winter. I think that'd be really cool. And also shout out to our friends at GNS Mechanical, Bryce Updegraff and Joe Wentworth with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman Associates, and this guy standing right next to me, Thomas McCann from Boomer's Lawn Care. And you already put in a long day laying down some kind. What did you put down earlier today?
Well, actually, we got rained out.
Oh, you got rained out.
So we were
you ended up mowing lawns
all day. Yep.
All right.
Yep.
What were you going to be doing?
We were going to be doing a 20 by 26 stamped concrete patio.
All right. And when you say stamped concrete, that means you're putting like a cool design on the top of it.
Correct.
All right. I feel smart right there, my brother. My brother would be proud. Run up the middle for Finlay. And again, he continues to show that strength as he piles forward for an extra 2 or 3 yards. It's now going to bring up 2nd down and 6 for Ravenna. There's 20 seconds left to go in our third quarter. I think Ravenna's going to have to run one more play here in this third before we head to the fourth. But what a fourth quarter we have got on deck. 15-8 is our score. 2nd down and 3. And actually looks like that will be the final play of this third quarter as Ravenna wants to think things over a little bit, as that third quarter did not go their way. It was all Beal City. The Aggies now lead it 15-8 here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. We're going to take a break to hear from our friends GNS Mechanical and Mumford Oil and Gas Supply. We'll be right back with the fourth quarter. The Aggies lead it 15-8 here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
GNS Mechanical in Wademan offers service and installation on everything for your home and business. From a simple filter replacement to furnace, central air service, and install, geothermal, and walk-in coolers and freezers. If you have a need, GNS Mechanical has a solution. Learn more at gnsmechanical.com or call 989-644-2106.
Mumford Oil and Gas Supply is your one-stop shop for top-quality products and procurement in the Michigan oil and gas industry. With over 45 years of experience and a strong commitment to customer satisfaction, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply delivers the best solutions for your oil and gas production, drilling, and service needs. If you need it, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply can get it. Visit them on Fancher today or give them a call at 989-317-8582. Welcome back inside the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Chris Bachman hanging out with you. Some quick stats here. Garrison Zucker now 2 carries, 87 yards after that big run. McKenny, 4 carries for 19 yards. Drew Block, 6 for 22. Now passing the ball, things looking a little bit better for Kyler Smith. Now 5 for 9, a $122 and a touchdown and 2 interceptions. And receiving-wise, Owen Mckenny, 2 receptions, 77 yards and a touchdown after that long TD catch and run. Big shout out to my main man, Jeremy Woodcock, giving us some stats here, coming up from Ithaca after the Yellow Jackets were victorious yesterday. Fake the handoff to Finlay. Now looking to go downfield. Good coverage, looking for the wheel route. It's going to be incomplete. Great coverage from Braxton Bukovich. I guess there was one guy wide open downfield. Quarterback missed him. 3rd down and 3. Are you surprised to see him go for that long pass of that 2nd down?
Open up the quarter, try and catch him sleeping. I mean, I don't hate it.
All right.
Glad it worked out for Beal City. Am I okay to say that?
Yeah, absolutely. I said it was one of those that, I knew we'd get some of the names for Ravenna real quick, and I know I'd recognize them, but at Jeremy and Gursky Center, you guys go on. I says, I've got a Beal City coach on with me. This is going to be an ultimate homer call here tonight for the Aggies. They lead at 15-8. We've got a timeout on the field. I think coming from Beal City on this 3rd down and 3. This is a very big play right here. I believe it's going to be 4-down territory no matter what. If you're Ravenna, probably going to see him keep it on the ground here 2 times. But if you're Beal City and you can come up with 2 stops, you can really take control of this football game if you get it back, a 1-score lead here in the 4th quarter. And time to start thinking about some of our, post-game awards. Bill's Custom fabrication of the game. I'm going to give you some credit. It's got to be that pop pass, Owen Mckenny going for the long touchdown on the toss from Kyler Smith. What do you think?
That was a great play. I knew they were waiting. I knew that they were baiting him for it. That was a great play.
And it was one of those,
catch.
You to go compare coach to coach. You might have gone with that play a little bit earlier, whereas Brad said, we're going to keep sucking them in. We're going to keep sucking them in. And then they wait till that last moment, come out in the second half for it. And got a player down on the field with some cramping issues. It is warm. It is humid here on this Friday night. And it looks like Zucker is going to be ready to go. Thanks to more of our sponsors. Gates doing the service, the halftime show, Bird post-game show coming up. And Mount Pleasant Public Schools is hiring right now. They'd like to welcome everybody back to school because we all got that long weekend, and then we'll be back in school. They're hiring bus drivers, paid training for those bus drivers. And they need substitute teachers and parapros. Go to mtpleasantschools.net to get any information for that and get signed up. And again, one of the biggest employers in our county of Mount Pleasant Public Schools, a very great place to work. Here we go. 3rd down and 3. Big play here for Beal City. And with Zucker, you also see Wyatt Wilson on the sideline as well. He's been dealing with a little bit of cramps. It's a big play. Pouring it up the middle is Finlay. He's going to be really close to first down yardage. I think he picked it up, but just barely. And if you're Beal, you made him work for it. Caleb Leonard, Hunter McDonald out there with a couple big hits for Beal City. Oh, and they're going to say it's fourth down, Thomas. Woo, not a good spot out there for Ravenna. A chance for Beal City to make a huge play here on fourth down. And they will line up in the shotgun. I don't know how I feel about that on fourth down and inches. They're going to try and run it all the way with the quarterback coming in to make the play. Just kind of sliding off him a little bit was Braxton Bukovich. I like what Bukovich did there. He flew in. If he was able to sling him down right, he would have made the tackle for loss, but that was the only way it was going to happen, probably from his outside linebacker position. It will be a first down by the hair of the chinny chin chin for Ravenna. 11-18 left to go, fourth quarter. Beal City leads it 15-8. What a special ball game this has been, and looks like we're headed towards a special finish as well. Ravenna does huddle up here just for a moment this time. In the backfield, it's Finlay along with May. Fake the handoff, looking to throw it downfield now. Out there on coverage is Austin Small. They throw it to the short guy. It's going to be completed. It wasn't bad coverage out there from Drake Gatrill. It was just a fantastic throw and catch. Zeke Erler making the play. First time we've called his name since he had that interception way back in the first quarter, but a nice crossing route there from him. And when you got that quarterback rolling to the right and the wide receiver running to the right, if they're able to make that connection, that's just a hard play to stop as a defense, isn't it?
Yeah, that was a big-time throw by the quarterback on that play.
Yeah, that's one where I'll go back to Gatrill played good defense there. He stayed with this guy, but when a quarterback is able to make a throw like that, it's just going to be tough to stop him. First down and 10 for Ravenna at the Aggie 18-yard line. 10:49 left to go here in our fourth quarter. Fake it one way, looking for the misdirection. There's nowhere for Finlay to go. Wilson in on the tackle. Man, Wyatt Wilson really showing some toughness here tonight. He's been coming out of the game. We've seen him deal with some cramps. But if he's out on the football field, he's out there to make plays.
I can tell you one thing. Wyatt Wilson's older sister has been dating Seth Schaefer for a while. So Seth's obviously there a lot, and one of the best linebackers to ever go to Beal City, in my opinion.
He learned a few
Wyatt
things from him.
and Seth, they're always talking football, and I think it's showing tonight.
Linebacker school for the youngster from a great man to teach from. Dropping back, looking to throw all the way this time. It's going to be thrown up kind of for grabs. Nice play from Drew Block to knock that one away. That was a really intelligent play from Drew Block. He kind of sized it up. Then he realized Jackson Wilborn was there too, and he says, I'm not going to try and make the play. I'm just going to make sure he can't make the play.
Yep, big defensive play there by the senior Drew Block.
Third down and 10 now from the 18, and now a tough spot for the Ravenna Bulldogs as they're backed up a little bit here. They don't want to, do you go for it on a fourth down play here? I really don't know. 10:05 left in our fourth quarter. Two of the biggest plays of the game coming up. Third down and 10 for Ravenna. If they don't pick it up, they are surely going to go for it here. Down by one score in the fourth quarter, deep in Aggie territory. Four wide receivers, empty backfield for Dylan May. He's going to roll out to his left. In the backfield immediately is Aaron Locke. He throws it up for grabs. Incomplete. It's going to bring up fourth down and 10. That timber of the game. Man, Aaron Locke has started to make some big plays out there defensively. He's got the sack, and he's made a couple big plays, and he was in the backfield immediately. There was nothing Dylan May was going to be able to do except throw that up for grabs. Couple substitutions coming in and out. Aaron Locke getting some high fives from his teammates out there. What do you remember about coaching him a couple years ago? Another one of those sophomores.
Very fast. Another workhorse. I mean, every single sprint, that kid, he just huffing and puffing. He'd still be out front of everybody, and he just one of those kids that would just challenge himself,
I believe he was on Braxton Bukovich broke some records, the 70, the 100, and the long jump this past year as an 8th grader. But as a 7th grader, I think he was part of a 4x100 team that broke the Beal record. I believe Locke was on that team with him, possibly, if I'm getting that right. Shotgun look for May. In the backfield with him is Finlay. Fourth down and 10. Play of the game right here. We've got a timeout on the field coming from Ravenna. We're going to keep the broadcast right here because there's no way we're going to miss this fourth down and 10 play here. And I'm going to make you slide over to the other side here. Now you got the Ravenna coach's hat on, Thomas McCann. You're down 15-8. It's fourth down and 10. You probably got to go to the air here, but you want to get the ball in number 7's hands with Mr. Derek Finlay. He's kind of been their guy tonight.
Yeah, honestly, what I would do here is I'd try and fool them. I would kind of let the D-line get through here and sneak out to the side there and run a screen pass.
All right, and I really like that call because
they're coming. They're going to be coming hard. You get your right side or left side, whatever wide side of the field you want to run it, have those guys pull out there and give it to your best athlete and hope for the best.
Yeah, you feel pretty good if you get Finlay in a one-on-one, even a one-on-two situation with the way he's been able to move out there tonight. But biggest play of the ball game coming up here, and that's what I love about these one-score games is we got 9:59 left. We might be saying the biggest play of the ball game 6 or 7 more times, and it was awesome to see Claire Dust Grayling last night. But these games, oh, man, they are so much fun. 15-8 the score. 4th down and 10 for the Bulldogs of Ravenna. Lining up in the shotgun is going to be May. Next to him, to his left, is Finlay. Drop back, looking to throw. The bleachers rumbling here. It's going to be caught over the middle. Big-time toss and catch. Kyle Martin there to level the receiver, Wilburn, but he's able to hang on for dear life. That was a big-time throw and a big-time catch there from Ravenna. And actually waiting to see the marker there. It might depend on the spot here as well. I thought the throw was far enough downfield, but give credit to Martin for that tackle. Oh, boy. If you're Ravenna, you had one that maybe didn't go your way earlier. You surely want him to come out and measure this one. Still waiting to see a pass turn that 4 to a 1, whatever way it goes. If it's Beal City football, you're going to hear this crowd roar. If it's Ravenna football, we got another big series of downs coming up. And they've got the sticks out there. Here comes the measurement. And it will be a first down by about 2 noses of the footballer per se. 9:53 left to go. It's now going to be first down and goal for Ravenna. But they're going to need the touchdown and the extra point, or could they try and go for 2? I'll go back to 2 years ago again, Thomas. 22-21. 3 years ago. 21-20. Oh, my. What a game this has been all night long.
First and goal, Bulldogs from the 7-yard line.
Bulldogs huddle up a little bit. 3 wide receivers, 2 lined up to the right, 1 lined up wide to the left.
7 here.
Oh, yeah, I agree. It's going to Finlay all the way here. They do send a man in motion, fake it to him, and they do go to Finlay. He looks to spin. He's brought down in the backfield. In on the play is Mr. Nick Irvin, also helping clean it up. Once again in the backfield was Aaron Locke. Number 22 has been living in the defensive backfield of Ravenna here in this second half, using that speed. Wilson now back out there as well. Our score, 15-8, 9:10 remaining in the fourth quarter. Second down and goal from the 7-yard line. Ravenna all looking to the sideline for the play. They've got it. It will remain May and Finlay in the backfield for the Bulldogs. Kind of one up man as well, lined up right behind the left tackle. May going to look to pour this one up. He's going to be hit near the line of scrimmage by Kyle Martin. Again, reaching out with the football, using his length is going to be made to try and stretch it towards the goal line. But now it's third down and goal. It's going to be just inside the 5-yard line. And here we are again. 2 big plays coming up. Ravenna just converted a 4th down and long moments ago. Now third down and goal. 15-8 our score. 8:20 left to go in the fourth quarter. Big moments here defensively. Sienkiewicz, Locke, Wilson have made some plays for Beal City. We'll see if they can come up with one here as the clock continues to run. 8:10 left to go. May looking to pour it up into the middle, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown. That's going to make it 15-14. And now a big decision for Coach Justin Ego and the Ravenna Bulldogs. Do you go for the tie and 1, or do you go for the 2 and the lead? Coach McCann, I feel like with middle school football, it's a little bit different. You guys probably go for 2 a lot more than in varsity football. But if that kicking game works, if you have confidence in your kicker, you're going for the extra point, correct?
Yeah, you got to go for the extra point here and put some faith in your defense if you're Ravenna. If you're Beal City, hope to block this thing.
Yep. 15-14 our score. Ravenna looking for the extra point. Never a gimme in high school football. It's a decent snap. It's a low kick, but it just makes it over the crossbar. We're tied at 15. 15 apiece with 8:05 left to go in our fourth quarter. What a game it's been and what a finish it's going to be. Be back with more Aggie football right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Block Electric Company is a proud supporter of local schools and high school student athletes, learning skills in and out of the classroom to lead our communities tomorrow. Good luck to all student athletes from Block Electric, and go Aggies!
The Diner, where homemade favorites come to life every day for breakfast and lunch. From fluffy pancakes to savory sandwiches, the Diner has your cravings covered. Discover the perfect blend of comfort food and camaraderie at the Diner. Join them every Friday night till 7 for their famous fish fry. The Diner on North Mission, Mount Pleasant.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back inside of the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. 15-15 our score. It was 8-0 at the half. The Aggies with 15 unanswered points in the third. The Bulldogs score here in the fourth. They get the extra point. We are tied at 15 apiece with 8:05 left to go in the ball game. And I still feel like momentum is kind of on the side of the Aggies here, despite giving up that touchdown with what they were able to do offensively. Kyler Smith with that long pass that might continue to open up the run here for Beal City. Back deep to receive for the Aggies. It's going to be Owen Mckenny and Drew Block. 8:05 left to go. This is what Friday nights are made for right here, Mr. McCann.
You are right. Two teams that have battled to the very end the last few years.
8:05 left to go on our ball game. We are tied at 15 apiece. Finlay with the kick. He's going to send it deep. It's going to be fielded by McKinney just inside the 10-yard line. He's going to run to the far side of the field with Block as a lead blocker. Dances away from one guy. Now looking to run it back here to the near side of the field. He's going to be swallowed up at the 33-yard line. That was one of those for McKinney. A nice return, but he did a whole lot of running out there. 7:55 left to go. When you think about a traditional Beal City offense, this is kind of tailor-made for that situation right here. Let's put together a 6-7 minute drive, punch it into the end zone, and not leave them a whole lot of time left on the clock, and they will be scrambling, trying to tie this game or get back in the game.
Keep in mind, Beal City actually has a good kicker, too, within
That's
Kyle
right.
Martin on the sideline.
That is
I know
right.
Coach Gross has said a few things about that in the past.
Yeah, and he's somebody that I've seen him out there in practices, 25, 35-yarder. Nothing. I don't want to say nothing for him, but if you get that snap that holds good, you're going to have a whole lot of confidence in him knocking one down to give you the lead if you end up in that situation. Going under center is Kyler Smith. They send a man in motion. They're going to hand it off to the fullback, Drew Block. He spins around one guy. He's going to be slung down for a short gain, a really tough tackle out there. Again, Block shows his toughness, kind of jumping right up. It's going to be a pickup of 3 yards. Not a bad spot out there, and that little extra effort, I think, from Block gave him, turned it into a kind of a decent game. Kyler Smith coming back in with the play. Wyatt Wilson coming back out again. Man, sophomore is an absolute warrior out there for Beal City right now, doing everything he can to stay on the field. 7 minutes left, 7:10 left to go in our ball game. Got to remember that I've got the video out there for everybody to see now, Thomas. I can't, fib and fluff a little bit here and there. Smith going under center. They got one wide receiver split out wide. Hand it off to the man in motion, Zucker. He's able to turn the corner a bit before he is shoved out of bounds. We'll see where the spot is. It's going to be near the first down marker. And that you see the speed of Zucker right there. He didn't really have an opening, but he still turned it into 4 yards. Now it's going to be 3rd down and 2 for Beal City. 6:55 left to go in our fourth quarter. 3rd down and 1. Feel like in this situation, it's going to be going into the hands of McKinney or Block. Kyler Smith coming back in with the play. Some more of our great sponsors. All Seasons Fireworks. Make your event a more memorable with All Seasons Fireworks. And actually will give them that first down there. Beneficial spot from the official. And a good job by them noticing, hey, it's first down. Let's move the chains. Kyler Smith going under center. No play change from Beal City despite it being first down. Send a man in motion at Zucker. They're going to hand it to him again. Pretty much the same play. Zucker with a nice cutback to pick up 6 or 7 yards. Talk a little bit about the athleticism of Garrison Zucker and what he brought to the table when he was on your middle school team. I meant speed.
Yep, speed. He could jump, and he had real good hands. So he caught a lot of passes for us. We'd line him up at Wildcat and run a little Wildcat action with him. And, He's just a great athlete. He's got those long strides out there. It takes a couple steps, and he's 10 yards down the field.
Yeah, it's where you and me are going to be quick in the phone booth, per se, but once we try to stride it out with him in the 100-yard dash, he's going to leave us in the dust. Going under center is going to be Kyler Smith. Again, it's Kyle Martin lined up wide. One-on-one coverage over there. Him and Brody Anderson. We'll see if they look his way sometime here in the fourth quarter. The snap's on the ground. It's going to be a fumble, and it looks like Ravenna may have recovered it. We're waiting to see. No, it was Will State Beal City football. Nice job by Ravenna trying to fool me and the officials by just pointing the other way. That's the second time we've seen that mishandled snap. Luckily, you had a big play on first down, so it's just third down and short here still for Beal City. Nash Hoffman continues to make his presence felt from his defensive line position. Braxton Bukovich is going to be lined up at fullback here on this third down and 1. 5:30 left to go in our fourth quarter. The two wingbacks are Austin Small and Owen Mckenny. McKinney goes in motion. They hand it off to Bukovich. Bukovich is going to be hit immediately. I don't know if he got anywhere. That was a big-time play from Derek Finlay. Whether it's running back or linebacker, he has continued to make plays for this Ravenna team. And it's now fourth down and an inch near midfield. 5 minutes left. Oh, and they do give him the first down without the measurement. And I'm looking for, I guess Coach Eagle was on the sideline right next to an official. If he had any issues with it, he would be voicing his case right now. But here we go.
Big second effort play there by Braxton Bukovich to get that first down.
Absolutely, because it didn't look like he got it here. It was that second effort and maybe used a little bit of that reach. Drew Block is now going to be the fullback. Your two wingbacks, Austin Small, Owen McKinney. Lined up at wide receiver is Aaron Locke. Going under center, Kyler Smith. They send McKinney in motion. They fake it to him, looking for the counter now to Austin Small, but it was read by the defensive line of Ravenna. Making that play was Adam Mulder. That one thing that's surprising for me, when I'm calling names defensively for Ravenna, it seems like it's all the defensive linemen. Once Beal City gets into the open field, they're able to make something happen, but up front, Hoffman, Kniff, just mentioned Mulder, they have been pretty darn fantastic. Second down and 11 for Beal City. 4:30 left in our fourth quarter. We are tied at 15 apiece. What a game here on our opening Friday Night Lights in Beal City. Big win for Claire last night. Beal City going into the heat of the night here on a Friday in a close battle. Tied at 15 apiece. Looking to get a victory here in week 1. Kyler Smith rolling out to his right, looking to throw, slings it downfield. It's going to be caught just inside the 40-yard line. Going up and making the catch was Kyle Martin, but actually I don't think he will be because they pushed him out of bounds as I see some high fives from the Ravenna players. Or are they going to? No, they will give him the catch. Nope, wait. But pushed out of bounds was Martin. So a great defensive play on that far sideline as Martin went to get that toe tap, but the defensive back said no. Great job defensively from Ravenna. That was a nice throw and catch right there. But if you're Ravenna, you always want to use that sideline as a defender. Defender helped out right there. Now third down and 11 for Beal City. Their own 48-yard line. Smith is going to line up in the shotgun. In the backfield with him is Drew Block. Smith's got some time. He's rolling to his right. There's going to be a flag in the backfield for a hold. Smith's got first down yardage before he's brought down at the 35. But I think this one is going to be coming back. If that is a hold there, it's going to go from third down and 11 to third down and 21, which is going to make it a really, really tough situation here for Beal City. And so that will back them up. Make you put that coach's cap on again here, Thomas. There's 3:59 left to go. It's third down and long, but now with the distance, it's probably not four down territory anymore. You probably, for the first time on this drive, have to think about maybe punting the football.
Yeah, they get to replay this third down. Hopefully they can draw something up good and get a first down here, but if you don't, you definitely got to punt the ball and trust your defense.
Yeah, maybe if you get it to a fourth down and 2, a fourth down and 1 near the 40, but again, with the way your defense is played in the second half, Ravenna hasn't shown a whole lot of big play ability, and so they'd have to really do something fast. 3:59 left to go in the fourth quarter. I'm not going to say the ball game because we might have some free football on our hands in this one. Kyler Smith in the gun. Empty backfield. Sent a man in motion. It's Austin Small. They fake it to him. Now looking to throw the reverse over to Drew Block. He's got to make a guy miss in the backfield. He gets away from him. Now gets a block downfield. Cuts back inside. He's going to be brought down at the 35. So now it'll be 4th and 5. You talked about the effort of that young man earlier, man. What did you see on that play?
Yep, that was a great play call right there by Coach Gross with the screen pass. Faked everything left, let the D-line come through, and Kyler got rid of it just in time. And Drew Block had one guy to beat there, and Drew Block one-on-one. I'm taking it all day, twice on Sundays.
And that guy, he had him wrapped up but couldn't bring him down. And then a couple nice moves to make Mr. Gross, Brad Gross, think about possibly going for it here, as it is 15-15 with 3 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter. And Beal City looks like they're going to go for it. They're at their own 45-yard line. It's going to be an empty backfield for Kyler Smith. 4th down and 3. Under 3 minutes left to go in the ball game. Smith sends a man in motion. It's Austin Small, and they get the defense to jump. Oh, my goodness. 5 yards will mark off a first down for Beal City. And Kyler Smith and Brad Gross get all the credit there, don't they?
Yep.
Do you think they were?
I was waiting to say it. I knew he was holding it in, but he's got 3 timeouts left. I'd probably call a no play on 2 there, just try and get them to jump. And if they don't jump, call a timeout and draw something up, or maybe consider punting. Looks to me like Coach Gross wanted to go for that thing all day long, and I love it.
2:45 left to go, 4th quarter. First down and 10 for Beal City at the Ravenna 40-yard line. We're tied at 15 apiece. Hand off to McKinney. McKinney carries tacklers with him for first down yardage down to the 30-yard line. What a second half it's been for Beal City. They trailed 8-0 at the half, scored 15 unanswered. The Bulldogs came back with a touchdown here in the 4th quarter. It's remained tied at 15 since that point. But now Beal City putting themselves in position with a chance to win it late here in the 4th quarter. 2nd down and 1. Drew Block is the deep back. Your 2 wing backs are actually also lined up next to Block is going to be McKinney. Your wing back is going to be Zucker. They're going to run it with McKinney with Zucker as a lead blocker, and he's got first down yardage inside the 30-yard line, and we are under 2 minutes remaining in the ball game. If you're Beal City, the last thing you want to put the coach's cap on again, McCann. You're not giving Ravenna back the ball here, correct?
No way.
Yeah, if we go to overtime, we'll figure it out. Look, again, with Kyle Martin out there as a decent kicker, you feel good picking up only a few more yards and trying that 30. And again, a 40-yard field goal is long for high school, but the last thing you want to do is give Ravenna a chance to win this game. You want to hold the football. You'd love a touchdown, but controlling the clock is the big deal right now. Garrison Zucker goes off tackle to the far side of the field. He's going to pick up 3.5 yards. 1:30 left to go in the 4th quarter. We remain tied at 15 apiece. 2nd down and 6 for Beal City. Do you go towards the end zone here? Or you keep it on the ground, McCann?
Keep it on the ground.
Block.
Let that clock run, and
Block remains.
Hope your kicker can make it.
Block remains in the backfield. The 2 wing backs are Zucker and McKinney. They send McKinney in motion. He gets the handoff, looking to turn the corner. He's able to get the outside edge, inside the 10. Juke move, that's a 7. Touchdown! Woo! Owen Mckenny, the senior, making it happen. The Aggies go up 21-15 with 1:04 left in the 4th quarter. Talk about your main man McKenny there with the run. What'd you see from him there, Thomas?
It looked to me like their guard pulled there and had a great lead block. Owen put his hand on his back, pushed him right into the defender, and then he had one guy to beat and stopped on a dime, and that kid went running right past him, and he made sure he got in the end zone. That was a great big-time play, Owen Mckenny.
Yeah, I don't know if that was Leonard that was out ahead of the play there, but a big-time block downfield, and we're going to have flags coming in. The kick is up and good from Martin, but I think there was an offsides, or actually it's going to be Beal City actually calls a timeout here on the extra point. And so what are you thinking right here with this situation? Why the timeout on the extra point? Do you know, Thomas, or maybe?
Yeah, it looked to me like they had 12 guys out there, so a little miscommunication there, and Coach Gross, nothing's going to get past him. He saw it. I saw him on the sidelines screaming and jumping up and down trying to call a timeout. The one ref finally caught his attention and gave him the timeout.
But what a ball game it's been. It was 8-0 at the half. It is now 21-15. Beal City on top. 1:04 left to go in the ball game. And talk about the Bills Custom Fab fabrication of the game and our Zaid Batchelder baller of the game. I think it kind of all happened in one play right there with Owen Mckenny taking that one to the house for the touchdown. His second TD of the game as well. Thanks to more of our great sponsors here today, like Mumford Oil and Gas Supply. We'll talk about the assist of the game as well, and I think that has to go Kyler Smith to Owen Mckenny on that long pop pass connection that you're kind of talking about since halftime. 1:04 left to go. Beal City still coming out for the extra point with Kyle Martin. Out there for the hold is Owen Mckenny. Big time right here. Want to make Ravenna have to get that extra point if they are able to get down the field in that minute 4. But what we've seen from the Bulldogs, their passing attack has not been all that strong. Ooh, nice job by Martin. There's a little bit of a difficult hold there, but Martin might have kicked that one just barely off the ground. But it is that's the good kicker right there, Thomas. You got a guy who's not a great kicker. That kick's not going in. A great play right there from Kyle Martin. We're going to keep the broadcast right here as we head towards our Bird All-American Grill post-game show, hopefully in a minute 4 of game time, but Ravenna has got something to say about that. So you're out there in the huddle right now talking not with the defense, but with your kickoff team. What are you saying right now?
You just got to tell them you got to stay in your lanes, fly hard down the field, stay in your lanes, and watch for a reverse or watch for the cutback and make sure you wrap up. Can't afford a big play here by Ravenna.
And if you're Beal City, this is, you'd rather them have that return out to the 30, 35-yard line rather than somebody, miss a tackle or something like that, and then you're looking at a big-time return.
Right. I'd have 2 safety valves here, 100%.
Now, and also the drive as well, too. This is where you give up 3 or 4 yards on that pass if you're the defensive back to make sure nothing gets behind you.
Correct. No big plays.
22-15 our score. Ravenna back deep to receive for them is going to be Brody Anderson and Jackson Wilburn. Surprised we don't see Finlay out there. Actually, he is on the far side of the field because he has been their go-to guy. You got the feeling that if they're going to get into the end zone, it's either going to be May or Finlay for Ravenna.
Yeah, you got to tell your kicker, whatever you do, don't kick the ball in the number 7 here.
And now, do you think about kicking it out of bounds in this situation? I guess now you got a kicker. Like, if you didn't have a good kicker, maybe not a bad play. Does that make sense if I say that?
Well, if you kick it out of bounds, you get a penalty. So I get where you're coming from, but
you don't let the athletes return.
Right. You want to, I'd say, like a low squib kick and make it tough to field.
Kyle Martin set to kick it away for Beal City.
And keep it away from number 7.
Brody Anderson back deep for the Bulldogs.
Martin, lefty kicker, ready to make things happen. Yeah, lefty kicker, I wonder if that'd make the field goal more difficult to block. I guess coming up the same way. I think about trying to guard a lefty in basketball or something like that. Stands are rattling here in Beal City, and they kind of do kick it over to the 30 to one of the up men to make sure that it stays away from the athletes. Nice tackle out there. Once again, Aaron Locke making a play for Beal City. How many times we called 22's name here in the second half? The sophomore making some big-time plays for Beal City defensively. First down and 10 for Ravenna at their own 35-yard line. They have 2 timeouts. They have 64 yards and an extra point to keep this game going, or a 2-point conversion to try and get the W. For Beal City, you need 1 stop on a series of downs. You're going to be able to take a knee and come out of week 1 with a hard-fought victory over a really, really strong Ravenna team. A big shout out to Jeremy Woodcock, doing some stats. Adam Gursky on the camera. And Thomas, thank you so much for helping me out. What a first game we're able to call together here. Dropping back, looking to throw is May. They're looking to throw the little screen over the middle, bubble screen. It's going to be caught by Finlay. He's got first down yard. He's out to the 50-yard line. You've talked about a great play call from Coach Gross a few times. That was a beautiful play call coming from Ravenna right there. Allowed the aggression of the defensive lineman to come up in front of him. And then Finlay dropped into that perfect spot right on the other side of that defensive line for the catch and run. Ball now at the 45-yard line of Ravenna near midfield. 49 seconds left to go. Dylan May looks to the sideline. He has the play. He's got 3 wide receivers to his left. In the slot is Finlay. You know that's going to be the guy they want to go to. Drop back, looking to throw. Pressure in the backfield. Stepping up in the pocket is May. Calling some directions to wide receivers. He throws it long. Picked off by Garrison Zucker. Zucker waited for it. Saw the quarterback kind of wave the wide receiver downfield. Went off of his man to make the interception. That should do it. Snapping a couple knees away for Beal City. 22-15 the score. Still 2 timeouts for Ravenna in a 1-possession game. You're going to use those timeouts. But you're holding up 4 for Garrison Zucker, man. He made a lot of big plays for you, didn't he?
He did, and I knew it was coming. It's coming out party tonight for Garrison Zucker.
Big-time interception there for Zucker, and he's actually down with an injury right now on the sideline. Hopefully just some cramps like we've seen from some of the other Aggie players out there. It does look like they're going to stretch him out. But it is 22-15. Timeout on the field comes from Beal City, their final timeout. And the one thing to think about, there has been 2 times where there's been a little bit of trouble with the center quarterback snap exchange. And so nothing bigger right now for Hunter McDonald and Kyler Smith. 38 seconds left to go. And do you run a play here, or you take a couple? You take a couple of these, make them use their timeouts, because you should be good to go time-wise. 2nd down and 10, they call timeout. 3rd down and 10, you take that knee, you're going to 4th down. That should be all she wrote. Even if you snap the ball on 4th down and kind of run around for a minute and just dive down, don't think you're going to have to get the ball back to Ravenna at all. And we got our Bird All-American Grill post-game show coming up. We'll talk about the Bills Custom Fab fabrication of the game, the Mumpert Oil and Supply assist of the game, and our Zaid Batchelder baller of the game. Again, we're coming to you live from the Barberry Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. And they do take the knee, or they're telling them to wind the clock, it looks like here. Had a flag come down. Way to see exactly what happened right there. Didn't look like a play took place or anything. If you're Beal City, a few seconds come off the clock, so you'll take it. And it will be a penalty going against Ravenna. And so it'll be 1st down and 5 for Beal City. And Coach Ego not 100% sure if he's going to call the timeouts here, but with the trouble between the quarterback and the center a couple times for Beal, I'd be very surprised if they did not call a timeout here. Tyler Smith goes under center, takes the knee, and we will not have a timeout from Ravenna. That will most likely do it. Beal City, a winner, 22-15. They trailed 8-0 at the half, and this young team came out and responded in the 3rd and 4th quarter, offensively and defensively. They win it 22-15. That 3rd quarter, those 15 unanswered points were big, and then just these teams, the belief, when you're used to being a winning program, when you're used to winning football games, you get down 8-0 at the half. It doesn't really cause any concern. We have got our Bird All-American Grill post-game show coming right up. Talk about some stats. We'll talk about our players of the game, and we'll talk about what's coming up next on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Back with our Bird All-American Grill post-game show right after this. The Aggies a winner, 22-15 on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Central Michigan Sand and Gravel, just like our student athletes, they bring it. If you need sand or gravel, they bring it to you with fast service and a great price. For all of your sand and gravel needs, call Central Michigan Sand and Gravel today at 989-382-7089. Central Michigan Sand and Gravel, a proud supporter of our student athletes competing for their schools. The Diner, where homemade favorites come to life every day for breakfast and lunch. From fluffy pancakes to savory sandwiches, The Diner has your cravings covered. Discover the perfect blend of comfort food and camaraderie at The Diner. Join them every Friday night till 7 for their famous fish fry. The Diner on North Mission, Mount Pleasant. Handsome Ben's Fab provides professional fabrication work for your home or business. MIG, TIG, and ARC AWS certified, Handsome Ben can fabricate your dreams with steel, aluminum, and stainless steel. Handsome Ben brings 20 years of professional fabrication experience to you. Call Handsome Ben today at 989-802-2405. Bryce Updegraff with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates thanks the coaches and officials who put in the time to help student athletes achieve their dreams and goals. For all of your real estate needs, the Bryce is right with Bryce Updegraff. With Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, 989-620-6595.
A special thank you to all of our coaches, officials, and student athletes. Now it's time for the Bird All-American Grill postgame show.
Welcome back to the Mid-Michigan Sports Network and our Bird All-American Grill post-game show. Sent my man Gursky down there to try and get Coach Gross, but might be a little too much celebration going on. We'll see if he's able to come up here and join us. But Thomas McCann, you're the middle school football coach. You've coached all these guys. How proud are you to see that fight in that second half?
Just can't stop smiling. We try and teach them, you got to work hard, and it's never over until it's over. And I think that they played 4 hard quarters, and I think Coach Gross made some great halftime adjustments, and I've always known that they had it in them, and they definitely showed it tonight.
Yep, stats on the board. Garrison Zucker, 5 carries, 108 yards. McKinney ends up with 8 carries and 73 yards. And a really nice second half passing the football for Mr. Kyler Smith. Ends the game 5 of 10 for $122, a touchdown and 2 interceptions. But both those 2 INTs came in the first half. Owen McKenny led the way, 2 receptions, 77 yards and a touchdown, and that big catch on that pop pass in the third quarter to really kind of spring things open. Austin Small catching 24 yards, Gatrill a catch of 15 yards, Martin a catch for 6 yards for Beal City to lead the way. But that attack was kind of pretty much all about Mr. Owen McKenny out there on this night. Talk about what you saw from that senior. Again, a guy who's been around so long for these varsity programs for Beal City.
Yeah, I think Owen understands the fact that he's going to be the senior leader this year. He's been around as a younger guy and helped the team out, and those older guys are graduated, and I think that Owen understands his role, and tonight he showed it. There was times where they needed a big play, and Coach Gross knows that. He got him the ball, and he came through for him.
Yep, and talk about what we saw from Kyler Smith. Throw those 2 interceptions in the first half. Could have came out very timid in the third quarter, but I think that's just not who that guy is.
Right. You gotta put it into consideration. He's a sophomore out there, and last year on the JV team he played a running back, so he's really never had a game, let alone a varsity contest, where he's been the guy to take every single snap and lead his team. I knew he'd be just fine. I knew that he had it in him, and you saw the plays in the first half where he scrambled and avoided big-time losses. Had a couple of his throws not go his way, but he's a very tough-minded kid, and I knew that Coach Gross would talk to him, being a quarterback and a great coach Coach Gross is, that if he trusts Kyler out there, that he's going to do the right thing. And I think that in the second half he really showed that leadership as a sophomore, and I think that he made some big-time throws and some big-time plays, and couldn't be more proud to see him do that tonight.
Yeah, we're going to take a few-minute break here to hear from my main man, Joe Barberry, on our Bird All-American Grill post-game show. When we come back, we'll see if we can get Mr. Brad Gross up here to chat with us. We sent Gursky down there to try and get him. It is the Bird All-American Grill post-game show. Back with Coach Gross, hopefully right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
I appreciate being part of the community that I live in. I've lived in Mount Pleasant all my life. It's a great community to live and raise a family in. I started out after graduating from high school going to Central Michigan University. It was an easy choice. And while I was at Central Michigan University, my debate instructor took an interest in me and suggested that I could help more people by being a trial lawyer. I'd never ever thought about law, but helping more people, that really resonated with me. Getting a great result in court, especially sometimes against some high odds, that gives me great joy. When I walk in that courtroom, people know me because I've lived here all my life. They know me from my church, they know me from my involvement in the community, and it makes a difference. It helps me obtain better results for our clients, and that's what motivates me to be a lawyer.
On October 12th, 2021, my mom had gone out to get her mail, and as she was walking back to the house, there was a driver coming down the road. He lost control of his vehicle. He hit my mother right in the driveway and killed her. I was just devastated, and I wanted someone to be responsible for taking my mother's life. I came to Mr. Barberry's office, and the initial interactions together were really comforting. He let me know that he was going to work hard for me and represented my family. I feel like I've earned a friend for life and someone that's there if I need him. It's not just a slogan that he takes every case personally. He and his staff truly do. If I ever need help again, I know where to turn.
Here at Barberry Law, we are here to serve the community and we do the right thing. People don't have to go to Detroit or a larger city to receive the level of compassionate care on their case. We have personal contact with our client. We do not leave them hanging, waiting for calls back, and we go the extra mile because we are Barberry Law.
Talking with Joe took a terrible situation and made it bearable. When I realized my partner did not want to share anything after a divorce hearing. Joe was very
Well, my apologies to my main man, Joe Barber, there as I kind of hit end on that commercial. But for all of your personal injury claims, anything you need lawyer-wise, get a hold of my main man, Joe Barber. And I think he'd be okay cutting the commercial short as I got two of the stars of the show here tonight, Brad Gross and Owen Mckenny here with me. Start with you, Owen. Senior night, probably felt a little bit different out there. I made the joke that you're like one of those COVID players to me in college football. Like, you just been around the game for so long, man. Talk about what it felt like tonight, in particular that second half when you guys really started to open up that pop pass that you caught. Talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, we struggled at first, but we pulled it together at halftime. We talked about what we needed to do, and that's what Beal City football is about. We make adjustments, and we hit it hard.
Yeah, Brad Thomas was talking about that pop pass as we were going to the half. It's like, man, it's there, it's open. And then that third quarter came, and there it was, man. Talk a little bit about what you saw.
Well, we knew it was there, but you can't play cards and show them all your deck right at one time, man. You got to keep a few things for the second half. I knew that it was there. We'd worked on that. I had a couple other plays that I knew were there. But, hey, credit to these guys, man. They kept fighting. It was hot. First game, everybody was tired. They were tired. We were tired. I know their coach said, geez, I thought we had cramp back coming again. And they said it. So, hey, just hats off to these guys. They played their tails off.
Owen, I want you to call out a couple of names of some of the youngsters, man, that kind of really took over, you thought.
Braxton Bukovich, Kyler Smith playing QB, Wyatt Wilson battling through injury to help us.
Yeah, you couldn't keep him off the field, could you, Brad?
Wyatt?
Wyatt Wilson, he wanted, like I said, he'd come out, get stretched a little bit, then go back out there and be ready to go. And Thomas McCann here, what did you see from these guys, man? Talk a little bit about what you saw from your man.
What did I
McCann.
tell you? I knew he'd say that. He holds his plays in there, and he'll bait you right in, and he'll get you when it counts, just like I said.
Yeah, let's say as well as Thomas might have gone for that pop pass a little earlier, but you kept sucking him in. When he called that play, Owen, you kind of know it was going to be open for you, think it was going to be open for you?
Oh, yeah, with one safety, 100%.
And that was just about calling that play at the right time, Brad.
Yeah, I mean, every once in a while you get lucky, too. You take credit for it, but at the same time, Kyler had to make the throw. Owen had to catch it. Owen made a nice run. And hats off to, I don't know about you, but my defensive player of the game at the end was Aaron Locke.
Hey,
sophomore.
We called his name so many times in the second half. 22.
I just wanted to shout out to that because to me, as I was looking as a coach, I thought, there's another sophomore that was showed out pretty big for me, to me.
Think about our Weber Brothers Sawmill Timber of the game, kind of the best lineman. But you want to give it to Mr. Locke on that one, the sophomore?
You can give it to anybody you want.
But I think, continue to shout out our sponsor, the Bill's Custom Fab Fabrication game. Definitely that long catch and run from Owen McKinney. Talk about the release on the sideline once you guys got that first touchdown, Brad.
Oh, it's just like, all right, here we go. It's just like, you got a bunch of young guys, and Kyler threw two picks, so he did a really good job, I thought, of not getting flustered, kept going, kept playing. And it's like I told him, I said, dude, you're going to throw interceptions. That's what's going to happen. And, he might be a little undersized, but, man, he can spin it. And, he did a great job of staying in there and made the play when he needed to.
Yep, Bill's Custom Fab Fabrication of the game. The biggest award thing we always do, the Zade Batchelder Baller of the game with the Batchelders here. You, Mr. Owen McKenny. Got to go to you. I think he had 2 touchdowns, 70 yards receiving, 50 or so yards on the ground from my man Jeremy Woodcock. How good did it feel to get that win, starting off your senior season, man?
Oh, it was huge. Going 1-0 into week 2 against a very good football team. Huge.
Yeah, we could look back at the end of the year. Ravenna could very well be 7-2, 8-1, and they play in that really, really difficult conference over there. So important for you guys to get this big win. And putting you on the spot here a little bit, you know who you got coming up next week, Brad?
Roscommon.
Roscommon, would that be back here at home?
Oh, that's
that's on the road. So a little bit of a road trip there. You guys can be ready to go on the road for the first time. Get those youngsters ready, Owen.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. Owen Mckenny, Brad Gross, Thomas McCann here signing off on our Bird All-American Grill post-game show. Coming up next Thursday, you guys go celebrate with your team, man. We're good to go here. Coming up next Thursday, we've got more high school football as we've got Ithaca versus Standish Sterling Central. And then next Friday, more football as we've got Shepherd versus Millington. Thomas McCann of Boomers Lawn Care. Give a shout out to your business one more time, Max. I really appreciate you joining me here, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It was a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, well, Boomers Lawn Care, give that plug out there again, baby.
If you want your lawn cut the right way, give us a call. We'll do it. If you need some concrete laid, we can also do that, and we're getting pretty good at landscaping. So,
So a big shout out to you for joining me. Jeremy Woodcock on the stats, Adam Gursky on the camera, Gase Drilling and Service, Bill's Custom Fab, Barberry Law, Mount Pleasant Public Schools, ENS Graphics, All Seasons Fireworks, hanging by a thread. I could go on and on thanking all of our sponsors, but we got to get off the air at some point, and so we will do that right now. Our final, 22-15, Beal City over Ravenna, wrapping up week 1 of high school football coverage on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember, everything with the Mid-Michigan Sports Network can be found at midmichigansportsnetwork.com. Signing off until next week.